The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Real BBC. Ahsoka was terrible. See you next week.
The following program is rated TV MAL.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Real BBC Part 2. Doesn't stop Ahsoka from being terrible though.
No.
I'm your host as always, but not as shocks me.
Oh yeah, Ahsoka being bad, dude. Everyone thought it was going to be incredible. Filoni was going to save Star Wars, man.
It didn't
Why are
happen.
you looking at me like that, Matt? Oh man.
You're
okay.
You guys
sums it up.
want to hate things.
I know. I do.
You don't want to like things that are objectively bad. You just want to hate what's objectively bad.
You don't want to use critical thinking to explain why it's not good and break it down.
Don't ask questions.
We just need to get straight onto the news and everything. Apparently, we're currently the FNT crew. We're currently being dragged on TikTok because we said that the most racist film in the world, Blue Beetle, is actually a real stereotype and just leans into stereotypes of Cali Mexicans. But apparently saying that makes us the racists.
Listen, alls we asked was, hey, let's talk about it. And TikTok said, I'm not your friend anymore.
Oh. Oh well. We're not the ones who wrote a taco scene in the first 5 minutes of the film.
Or called the Toyota Tacoma the taco.
Oh, called the car the taco.
Jesus Christ.
That wasn't us, TikTok. I'm sorry that we mocked it mercilessly, though.
Jeremy Clarkson said Amazon wants a little more diversity, and I think we've done it. There's every 50-year-old white man here.
Yes.
They did every type of stereotypical Southern Californian Mexican in that. Okay, they did.
Okay, well, in which case, then let's play a little game straight away. No looking to the right-hand side. No looking at the tweet. I just want you to focus on the image. Okay? Now, you're going to take it in turns. Mauler, you arrived here first, so you get first dibs. Okay?
Oh, you get it first, buddy.
There is a group of people. Two of these people are bad guys. I want you...
Team Rocket.
...to point out who you think are the bad guys. Mauler, you got first guess. Who is a bad guy?
I'm just gonna go completely shot in the dark, random.
Yeah.
I'm gonna aim for that second row, second image. I don't know. It's something about it's kind of a frown, kind of evil.
The gentleman in the brown jacket.
Yeah. He's probably going to be
You're
some kind of
right.
antagonist.
You're right. That is 50% of the bad guys called out. Gary, Mauler, 1 in 1. You've got there's a lot to go for. There's 5 in the top. There's 4 down below. You got a 1 in 9 chance, Gary. Can you find the other bad guy from the show?
Well, based on my deductive reasoning and genius intellect, I'm going to say that the ginger that's not race swapped would be the bad guy gal.
I can't believe it. They're 2 for 2.
Actually,
2 for 2.
X-Ray Girl has her answer too.
People?
Yes. Yeah. It's the people. This, of course, being an image from the upcoming Robin Hood show, where I have a trailer to show you. We're going to start off with Robin Hood.
Oh,
I got a trailer to show you.
I just want to say, as is chosen violence today.
I did choose violence today. This is a 1-minute trailer. This is a 1-minute trailer of the show. And I want you to pay particular attention to the language that's being used. Okay? Listen to what she says. There's some interesting stuff here. So here we go. Again, as always, gentlemen, if you wish me to stop the trailer anytime, please just say, stop the trailer. Are you ready?
Sure.
Here we go.
You're not in the sheriff's department. You're trespassing.
That's Sherwood Avenue and Forest Street, by the way.
That really is happening. Yep.
That is happening. That is a thing. That wasn't a meme that somebody made to take the piss out of this. No. Just saying.
Masked robbers who rap about their crimes. It's just sexy.
Okay. I wasn't gonna go that direction. Sexy. I was expecting him to say something else, but all right, yeah.
Stupid.
No. You see, middle-aged white men who are rich in restaurants eating caviar and drinking fine wines. They always like to refer to people rapping about crimes as sexy.
Yeah.
Well, rich woke white people probably do. I mean, let's just admit it's probably in their demographic.
Well, a rich
about anything. Yeah. So, but sexy, yeah, because they fetishize it. They fetishize the demographic. We're talking like the Marin County types.
I watched a To Catch a Predator that was set there.
Yeah.
A lot of pedos in that area.
Yeah,
Just saying.
Yeah, there is.
Just saying. Please take a seat.
A lot of childless boomers there. Yeah.
Let's carry on this masterpiece.
What's your plan?
I'm gonna rob stuff and then I'm gonna rap about it. Because you know what? As a former criminal myself, the one thing I wanted to do was tell everybody what I was fucking doing after I committed a crime. You know.
But did you wear Fortnite / Watch Dogs?
I was marginalized because I was without internet, so I was internet deficient because it didn't.
You could sue for that.
Yeah, I should.
Thank God this police officer's white.
This was a terrible idea.
What's the point
Yeah.
of fighting if you know you can't win?
Oh my God! Wait! Stop! That being in the trailer says everything.
Although keeping the light, that's a terrible idea.
Putting it in the trailer
Yes.
is no
I
self-awareness.
think I'm going to be clipping this and playing it quite a lot when I do my review of the first episode. Yes.
This was a terrible idea.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, it was.
Over and over.
We agree.
Yes. I couldn't agree more.
What's the point in fighting if you know you can't win? Because some fights have to be fought.
Time's up.
Look at that crazy evil ginger. They have no soul.
Yeah. No. Zero soul.
I want the criminals known as the Hood.
Wait, what was that?
Yeah, because cops always go up there. I want the criminals known as the Hood.
Robin the Hood.
I want the criminals known as the Hood. Because the Hood, by the way, is the group. That's the rap group's name.
So this is a Canadian production, correct?
By Director X.
By Director X, but it's
who is known for his musical videos.
It's produced by the probably the taxpayers, right? Your CBC. I don't know who's producing it. Maybe it's a private production, but it's rich white people who hired Director X in Canada. A very mostly, it's filled with
people,
like tons of.
I thought you were going to say Indian.
A lot of
people.
It's just mostly
people
in Canada. I just wanted to point this out. So this is a caricature of American urban culture from a lot of
people.
Yeah, tons of
people.
Lots of them.
Mm.
Just wanted to say, point that out.
Hold on, the police are outside.
Did you get the point? By the way, I was trying to say Canada is filled with
the person known as not here. Bye.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're in a country. You're in a country that can't say cops look like lesbians.
I'm in a country that has more arrests per year for things that are said on the internet than Russia.
Oh, I can't wait to go there.
By the way, a substantial margin, not a small amount, a huge amount.
Well, to be fair, you should have seen this. There was this pug, and he was doing a salute, and
yep.
Dracula.
Well, there was this poor autistic girl who said that a cop looked like her lesbian grandma.
Yes, you look like my lesbian grandma. Hmm.
See, that's
got arrested.
That's where we need Monty Python running around dressed as women, pointing at every cop, going, "You look like a lesbian. You look like a lesbian, male or female," just to do it. Funny.
I did see. I haven't been able to confirm this, so I don't take this as gospel. But I did see a comment. Somebody saying that that Robin Hood is also going to be a lesbian in this, but I don't know if that was somebody just trying to meme or if it's actually legit. So
the thing is, you can't meme something that's probably going to happen. I mean, let's bisexual at the very least.
When you can't even tell, when you can't even tell anymore.
We are in the parody timeline. We decided to, hey, we're gonna go for the lulz, live and die by the meme. And it's getting it's getting difficult to meme these days because people just go, yep, I believe it.
But the Babylon Bees just shitting a brick.
Well, they're now prophetic. They're just it's prophecies. Every time they put up a headline, it's a prophecy. That's all it is.
Get ready for the zinger coming at the end, by the way.
Can't wait for the zinger, because I'm so drawn into this.
Right. Rob the rich. Now listen to what she says.
We can stop them. Take back what's ours. And give what we steal to our people.
Excuse me?
Okay, you're stealing from somebody, but it's taking back what's yours.
And then it goes to your people, not the poor, your people.
I think there's a little bit more. Oh, I saw another trailer where she says, and give it back to our people as we deem fit or something. So they
right.
So they're making the decision on who and how much.
And this is from a music video director, right?
This is Director. I did a video about this pending TV show months ago. And Director X messaged me on Instagram because he did a video response where he wasn't happy with my video and wanted to have a shout and a rant and a rave at me for being, I don't know, probably white based off this thing. And I watched the first 30 seconds and I had to turn it off because it was so badly put together. His audio, you couldn't hear what he was saying. He was sat back on a sofa. The angle of the camera was, and I'm just thinking, you're the director, you're doing a video response, and you can't even put together something which a guy in a fucking room in his house had better value than that. But okay, so yeah, he was big mad.
Director X, let me simplify this, you communist collectivist fucking retard.
Hey,
I will keep this.
He's also a racist
for you. He's also a racist. Capitalism is so great and communism is so bad. Well, capitalism is so fucking great that you have the extra time to protest it. That's how great fucking capitalism is. We have these fucking idiots at Burning Man, which is basically woke idiots protesting to woke idiots, keeping woke idiots from going to woke idiot thing that was monetized by capitalism. Burning Man was supposed to be anti-capitalism and it's become one of the most single capitalist events of all time, which is fucking hilarious. So that's what communism. Do you have time to protest communism? No, you'll be digging a fucking ditch, you idiot. You think you'll be Director X in communism? No, you'll be you'll be digging a ditch, X. I won't say the other thing. Okay. That's what you'll be. You'll be Citizen X with a few numbers after it. That's what you'll fucking be. And you'll be so happy. You'll be so fucking happy. God, these idiots who go to fucking art schools all day and listen to a bunch of failures fucking teach them art. And regurgitate the failure that they've experienced. So we've had this so much now, especially with specialized art schools, that has created this entire generation of entitled fucking idiots.
Intersectionality. This is intersectionality. This is about victim culture. A successful black man writing a show about oppression and victimization. And it's the same story we hear time and time and time again. Why don't it seems baffling to me that in the early 90s, we had a show, a little comedy show that everybody used to watch because it was just a very fun comedy show called The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I'm not going to say, oh, it had black people in it. No, it had successful black people in it. It was shown from the point of view and perspective as a successful black family. But that seems to be lost in the ether over the course of the decades because you can only do two stories when it comes to black people in Hollywood or TV. And the first one, as we all know, is victimhood. And the second one, as we all know, is slavery. That seems to be the only fucking stories that you can ever tell about black people. You are fucking boring. Boring.
It really is. And it just plays into the stereotype like Blue Beetle. It plays into the stereotypes of marginalization because the woke white people who run Hollywood and entertainment want to keep you down. That's why they call you marginalized. They want to keep you down. So you keep voting for them. Wake the fuck up. Seriously. Or not. You know what? It's on you.
No, just do what you want.
Do what you want. It's whatever the fuck you want to do. It's your individual life. You are not a part of a demographic or a collective. You are a singular human being. Stop being a fucking sheep.
Well, no, because that's what you are. But people like obviously Director X, all part of collective. All part of collective thinking. Victimization. Always from a position of privilege.
Yeah, like the whole Blue Beetle argument, this shit, it's all feeding into the divisiveness in our country, in Canada, in Europe, in the West. This is a concerted effort. This is fortification. And there's a bunch of fucking dummies that are very useful, like Director X and other morons out there that feed into it because they think they earned their job on their merit and they weren't cast. Do you think Director X was the best person for the job for this, or just the person that they wanted to put out there to sell it? All right. That's what the difference is in Hollywood now. They've had 5-6 years of casting directors, casting writers, that they can go first this, first demographic that. And it also shields them. So when they eventually make a piece of fucking shit and people criticize it, well, oh, you hate Latinos. What? No, I don't like Black Blue Beetle. So but it's gotten so fucking old. It's really, it is kind of surprising that people still fall for this shit, but then it's not. It's not. It actually explains a lot what's wrong with the world. And again, as an individual, which you should really try to see yourself as, a lot of that hate towards other fans or anything is or towards a government, a giant entity that you can't control, especially when you're being controlled, is a lot of projection from a lot of personal issues. That's what it is. So I mean, like, dude, the stuff we have seen from the Blue Beetle stuff has been it's been hilarious. It's been like my wife's getting all these wonderful messages right now. She's getting all these, and we're just fucking laughing. You want to know why? Because I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what people think on Instagram. That you want a secret to any kind of success on this platform. Don't have no fucks to give, because you're gonna hear it all. You're gonna hear it all. So me and my wife were cackling away, watch at the death threats over a Blue Beetle comment I prefer to talk about stuff personally.
Hey, it's always good to taco about things.
Well, it's always good to talk about stuff.
That was the least racist thing in Blue Beetle.
It really was.
Let's finish this crash.
These people are.
What do you mean, these people?
I'd say they just declared war.
The red-headed white police officer Karen, these people, them. They just declared war as they play Fortnite and play Watch Dogs.
With bows and arrows. With bows and arrows.
Were they actually going to use bows and arrows?
They did. No. Oh, God. At least, like, green arrows have bombs on them and stuff. And these are a bunch of out of shape stoners. I'm gonna rob from the rich and buy pot.
Well,
that's what I did. By the way.
Yes. I like the rob from the rich, and then they decided to give their own commie manifesto on how they divvied the
redistributing shit. I robbed from the rich and kept it.
And I had a great sequence of messages with Graham Nolan on Twitter the other day about this. Because Graham understands as well, an American who actually understands about the true story behind Robin Hood. Robin Hood has been very simplified to be robbed from the rich and give to the poor. That's a very simplified version of what it is. The context is actually King Richard was fighting in the Crusades.
Yep.
So his brother took over the throne, and in doing so, the levels of corruption in government rose. Heavy taxations, heavy levies, stealing properties, all of this kind of stuff. So what Robin Hood did was steal back what was taken from them and return them to the rightful owners. The heavy taxations, the rich, who would actually rich based off the heavy taxations, the heavy levies, the thefts of their lands, the thefts of their properties, etc., etc. So it wasn't arbitrary stealing from rich people. It was actually getting back what they themselves had stolen from them. Literally stolen from them.
Taxation. And what does a communist fucking government do? It takes everything. You own nothing.
Yes.
Nothing.
It takes everything because, of course, communism's great until they go, yeah, but we've got to have a centralized point that we manage all of this.
Government is God.
Yes.
That's why there's no room for any kind of religion or anything, and that's why they downplay it all the time. Because
we are the people who will divvy it out. We'll divvy it out. We'll make sure that you all get £1.
We're the most fair people, and it won't be the same motherfucking elites that we see right now if we were somehow magically. It won't happen in this country.
We'll make sure that you have a bed for 8 hours out of every 24, and then somebody will get it for another 8 hours out of 24. And do you know something? We'll even make sure that you get to dig your own mass grave when we throw your fucking bodies in after you've been worked to death to give us a fucking wealthy lifestyle.
Want to know what communism is down the line, 10, 20 years? Ask a guy who's been to prison. Ask a girl who's been to prison. There you go. There's your communism.
Or just look at history. Read a history book or two.
Read a history book. I mean, if you're alive.
Yes.
I mean, if you're lucky enough to live and survive that long. Yeah. Speaking of communism, I'm going to totally break them in here. I got my Daredevil season 3 bootleg from China. And like, it's really got like this nice like cover, but I feel like I'm going to get cancer from it. It's got some, I'm like, they don't put this on American stuff. Oh, probably because it gives you cancer.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
Don't lick your fingers after you've touched it.
I'm not going to lick my fingers, but yeah, like I can't read any of this. But
you gotta hold it. You gotta have latex gloves on.
I know.
Wait, it's in like a different language, or
it's in American. But
don't, please, Jesus Christ, don't read.
I'm not gonna. It's in. I won't. Yeah, I can't decipher this. I think it says Daredevil thinks something is wrong.
I don't think Wong is in Daredevil.
No, he's in Doctor Strange, Gary. Come on.
Gary's such an idiot.
He's a fool, isn't he, Mauler? The drugs have rotted his brain.
I mean, that's true.
I'm proud.
Ay, Chihuahua. Right. Next, before we go to Ahsoka, let's have a quick look at 3. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, one thing you must know is these comments that we're going to go through were made 11 years ago. Okay, the context, these were made 11 years ago, so we're not judging them today, even though they're made 11 years ago, based off anything other than we just want you to get context of what was said and what mentalities could be. Okay.
Have you heard about this, Gary? This vague intro already should probably give you a clue. A lot of the internet's talking about it.
What?
So a certain someone said something a long time ago.
The galaxy far away
has been dug up.
Oh yeah, I read this.
Okay, so this is Mr. J.
This is just part of. You have no idea what's going to happen the rest of your life and how things are going to be, and that's why it's best to own this shit. If James Gunn, go on.
Okay, this is James Gunn. Upcoming Gunverse for DC, which is already fucking done.
Basically the person with the most power to decide the stories going forward for DC.
Kevin Feige of DC and the former head of DC came out. We can even go over the article and clarified that she hated Joss Whedon's Justice League. She thought it sucked, and she kind of broke down why DC sucks. And we could definitely go over it after this. But now James Gunn. See, DC didn't have a Kevin Feige before. Long story short, now they do. Now they do. This guy the buck stops with James Gunn, and I do believe like DC now is given their own budgets, which they weren't before. It was pretty much just run under the entire umbrella of Warner Brothers, where Marvel is like Disney sucks, but they kind of let their studios run semi-autonomously.
Okay, so this first comment, they're in no particular order, but this first comment, at a chap called Sean, he said, "Hey, Keaton did have a ridiculous voice. That said, I'd rather put up with a ridiculous voice than a horrible action sequence and acting barely worthy of the Batman TV show."
Okay, stop right there. My problem with the first Batman movie is the editing, the lack of serious action. I still love the movie though. I still love the movie, but that's why I think Batman Returns is better, because Tim Burton kind of like, he was still a pretty new director, and the action's better, the editing's much better. It flows better as a film. If you go back and watch Batman, I know there's and I love it too, but it's very clunky. It's like, boom, here's a scene. Boom, there's no like flow into scenes. Like there's massive quiet pauses between. It's weird. It's very weird.
I take less issue with the action scene thing, more so with the acting. It's
barely
worthy of a Batman TV show.
That's not true. I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
Keaton, I wouldn't say Keaton's voice was. I mean, this is semantics now.
So
but I wouldn't say Keaton's had a ridiculous voice.
No,
he sort of lowered his voice. He just sort of lowered his voice.
I had no problem with it, like zero. I have more
with you. I'd argue he did the very top tier that he could.
Yes,
yes, yeah.
I would. Well, I mean, until they got to Ben Affleck's like muffled, like he had to do it himself. It wasn't like filtered. So what is he going to do? And he's like, it could be worse. It could be what Bale was forced to do by Nolan, which is embarrassing. Yep.
Yeah, that got into meme territory.
It did.
We all love the films, but the voice is a meme. There's no denying that. B, I have no idea how you think that the Burton Batman has more similarities with Moore or Miller's Batman and Joker than Nolan's does. And listen, I have problems with both of Nolan's films. I don't think either one is classic.
That's a bad take.
Careful.
And I don't even think Batman Begins is good.
Oh, wow.
But they're far superior to the first Batman. This is some interesting takes.
It's funny, isn't it? Because it's like it starts out as like Dark Knight and Batman Begins have problems. They're not classics. And then he says Begins isn't even good. And then he says, but it's better than 89 and 92, was it?
Better than the first Batman.
Just a reminder, best superhero movie he said he's ever seen.
The Flash.
Refresh my memory. Thank you. Okay.
So Flash.
Honestly, these comments wouldn't be anywhere near as damning if not for the fact that he said the Flash was really good.
Yep.
Like, yes. Wait, what did he say about the Flash? Didn't he say something like it's like bro, it's like the benchmark of superhero films or something, he said. Something along those lines.
Something like that, yeah.
Be right back. Sorry.
Yeah.
C? Okay, yeah. C. None of your defenses get by the fact that, despite being the first cinematic dark take on Batman, so what? Stallone's Judge Dredd was the first dark tale on Judge Dredd. The movie is awful. I agree with them. I think the Stallone's Judge Dredd's awful.
Well, that movie is awful, but I can't see the comment he's responding to, obviously, but I assume what they're trying to say is like give it some respect for what it represented in the timeline. And I guess he's saying like, why would I respect it for that when Judge Dredd could be said to be, representing the same thing? But in retrospect, like Burton's Batman was incredibly important for giving, like progressing respect for tone, but to give some respect to the genre. Because comic books have been fighting an uphill battle for years. Neil
Adams, Denny O'Neil in the 70s really wanted to reclaim Batman. Really wanted to take Batman out of being silly, and go for this much darker, much more realistic take on. Because dark is not the right word. But much more grounded take on Batman.
The comics code led to Batman and a lot of superheroes getting silly or actually killed, and it killed like every comic sold in millions. And they were still selling, like some were still selling in the millions and the hundreds of thousands, but like it really did lots of damage. So this is still repercussions from that. Sorry.
Oh, and I wouldn't want a misinterpretation to happen here. As someone in chat pointed out, it is true. The movie is awful. That quote right at the bottom, that is about Batman, not about...
That is about Batman, yes.
Yeah.
That the movie is awful is about. But yeah, I think what I got from that C is he's saying just because it's dark doesn't mean that it's a good take. The movie is awful. That's what I got. And oof.
I'm by the way, on the sentiment of just because it's dark doesn't mean it's good. I'm totally fine to agree, but obviously he goes a little further than that.
No. I absolutely agree with just because it's dark doesn't make it good. Because, like you said, Stallone's Judge Dredd is dark, and it's not good. I agree with that. But to say that the '89 Batman is awful is, I mean, I don't even know objectively what his points are for that. But
for one, I admire. This is the James Gunn I'd rather hear. This is
oh god, dude, yes, 100%. I want this guy to be speaking more often instead of the corpo speak man. But I guess what choice does he have if he's going to be CEO of DC? Which
we can
okay, I'd say yes and no. Yes, this is obviously him giving his honest, legit opinion.
Yes.
B2, whichever one it's meant to be.
End of story.
I think his opinion, his opinion is pretty horrific.
I think his opinion is doesn't matter.
He can change his mind. He can be argued with, you know.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, like, and maybe he comes up with a better take. But this is where Hollywood. I mean, bigger picture. This is where Hollywood's can't compete anymore. This is where they're going to fail because they are. Everything about Hollywood is manufactured. Everything about Hollywood is not authentic. And we are moving towards a more authentic time in entertainment and everything. That's what we're moving for. People are tired of the dog and pony shows of politics and Hollywood. Yes, you're making scripted entertainment, but you can be honest about it. You could just go, you know what? We tried to make a good Ahsoka show and it sucked. Sorry. You know, that like there'd be no fucking arguments after that. You just go, oh, okay. You know, like, but this, like, just be fucking, have the balls to be honest. So we go through this dog and pony show all the time, and we know they're fucking lying to us. Even that in that Deadline report that I'm sure we're going to go over about the Ahsoka Samba TV numbers, the guy from Samba TV says
I've got that lined up for later.
Yeah. Talks about the success of Ahsoka, and we'll get back to that. But he's fucking lying. We know he's lying, and we go through this, and then the people, both sides know that dude is lying. I'm just using this as an example. Both sides know he's lying, but one side will go, see, it's a success. And we'll go, no, it's not. They had to change they lied. Nope, it's a success. See, that's what keeps us divided. Like, we need just more honesty. I don't care if he has a bad take. We all have bad takes.
We've all had bad takes. We're all going to have probably bad takes in the future. That's just life. These are some nuclear level.
I will say,
yes,
I'm with Gary 100%. But in the world of just talking about opinions, this isn't even the worst of it, Gary. This
is the first of three. Yeah, this is the first of three.
Worse than Man of Steel is better than Dawn or Superman, because that's
probably not worse. Well, maybe there's something he says. I'll be curious to see, because I know chat's going to lose it when they find out what he said about.
Let's hear it.
Well, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one.
I mean, like, we might argue that maybe he's not the best person to take over DC. Just saying, putting it out there.
Again, 11 years ago, he might. You know, the problem is you'll never know if he thinks this ever again. Honestly, you'll never know.
Let's go with this then.
I'll tell you why he's not. After we go to this, I'll tell you why, and it's got nothing to do with what he said 11 years ago. He had to
read that one.
Okay. Oh yeah. And Jack
you go. Sorry.
Okay. And Jack Nicholson as the Joker is Jack Nicholson in The Shining with shitty clown makeup. Fuck you, everyone involved with that travesty.
Okay. Again, I'm going to argue that maybe he's not the best person for DC, and it's not based on that nuclear fucking horrific take. That's pretty fucking bad. By the way, that's exactly what we wanted. Jack,
I was about to say, how do you think casting works? Like, why do you think we want people in particular roles? Because we know that they can pull it off. That's the whole point.
No, James Gunn is not right for the DC, because the second project he announced was The Authority. The Authority is what he's into. That's what he likes. He doesn't like traditional superhero characters. He likes the non-traditional, subversive, postmodern, nihilistic garbage that has been fucking crapped out by the comic industry for the last 20 fucking years since Watchmen. It was fun and interesting for a few years. Now it's so fucking tiresome. The fact that he even brought that up in your first chapter of DC shows he is not your guy. It is DOA. Go read The Authority. Tell me how that's going to fit into building a very hopeful DC universe. And for one, there's a big split within the DC fan of what the DC universe is. Some of them think it's this really fucking dark place. Not really.
No.
Marvel's
really,
the world
no.
outside your window. DC is more of a fantasy world.
Yeah.
Where like horrifically bad things happen, but you have it's gods versus superheroes in the Holy Trinity. Two of them are gods, essentially. So that's the big difference between DC and Marvel. And I think it makes them unique. And if you get the right person who truly loves DC, they will succeed. You know, poor DC. The biggest problem is they've been this subsidiary of a giant corporate entity who's like never known what they had, never fucking really understood or known what they've had. And they kind of let the comics run on their own for a while, and it really fucking worked in the 80s and 90s, man. It worked so well. They just couldn't do it with movies. Oh, well, James Gunn's the wrong guy. Sorry, DC fans. That's probably it for the superhero film.
We got one more.
Oh, boy.
All right. The reason I said have Gary read it out is because I want to see him realize as he reads
sorry. Here we go with the final take.
Now, I read the first two. I haven't read this one. And
Okay.
I can't see it. You got to zoom in on that, dude. A little bit. The Tim Burton Batman is poorly written. The soundtrack is the worst work of everyone involved. What?
There it is. That's a take I have literally never seen in my entire life from anyone ever. Ever.
Danny Elfman. How much work did Danny Elfman get off the Batman movie? I think he scored
all of it.
Movie
All
in
of
the
it.
90s. Yeah. He actually gave up on his fucking band, which was like his meal ticket, which was a great band. Oingo Boingo, retired and just did soundtracks and got really fucking rich.
That's Prince he's shitting on too, by the way.
Even today, da, 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 it's
Worst
still
soundtrack
like
ever.
the iconic Batman theme. It was so beloved at the time. It was even used for the animated series. On top of that as well, and it's still, oh my goodness me.
I'll still say, by the way, does he really go after the best thing about Burton's Planet of the Apes is the soundtrack, by the way. It's a great soundtrack.
I see you're reading ahead, but
It's not a good film, but
it's not a good film, but it's a great soundtrack. It's a fucking fantastic soundtrack.
Do you wanna finish the rest? Or
yes. Not only that, but the reveal of the Joker as the killer of Bruce Wayne's parents spits in the face of Batman's origin and is the nullification of the bottomless thirst for vengeance that necessarily drives Batman. It's not vengeance, technically. I know they like to say that in the movies a lot, but it's really about justice. That's what it's supposed to be about. It pretends not to be campy, but it's completely so. And on top of everything, the dark creature of the night can't even move his fucking neck. Give me a fucking break. It's ridiculous. Awful film. Burton's Planet of the Apes is genius in comparison.
That film is piss, by the way.
It's total piss.
by the way,
Tim Roth does his best in it, though.
He does. He tries.
As someone who's read one or two Batman comics in my time,
One or two, maybe.
one or two,
Maybe three.
possibly I wouldn't go that far though. Maybe,
Okay, yeah.
maybe not.
I would argue
one of the big
you have read more Batman comics than James Gunn.
guaranteed.
Yes.
Guaranteed, not even close.
Yep.
And when Batman was being broken down as to why he does what he does, because some people say he does it for revenge. Absolutely not revenge. Other people say that it's vengeance. It's not actually vengeance. The reason that Batman does what he does is he never wants anyone to go through what he went through as a child.
That's what I've always thought it was.
That's what drives him. That's why he doesn't kill. Because whether or not you're a victim or you are the aggressor, he always believes that in killing, you would be doing to his family, her family, whoever family, you'd be taking away what he had taken away from him.
The Punisher
He does what he does because he never wants to see anyone go through that ever again. It's not fucking hard. It was beautifully broken down by Denny O'Neil.
Yep. The Punisher is Batman who kills. That's what happens.
Well, yeah, and so the idea that Jack Napier is the name of the Joker now, and he's the one that killed Bruce's parents as a crime boss, means that it completely fucks everything up. It's like, well, no, that would still be the case. His parents are still gone, and he would still be invested in protecting other people from having that same thing happen, even if he kills him at the end of 89.
I prefer the Joker not having an origin. Let me just make this clear. In my preference, of all the Batman comics I have read, the Joker doesn't have an origin. Killing Joke is outside of the
I understand that.
Yeah, and the Joker is nature's response to Batman. That's the way I've always seen it. And
but even in the
hang on, but I'm fine with it in the movie. In that movie, sure. I'm like fine. But I prefer Joe Chill. I prefer Joker not having an origin, being a giant mystery. I think that makes him the best fucking villain. Sorry. But
No. Sorry for stepping over you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Two things. First of all, sorry, what was the thing that you just said? Hold on.
What, a gun or
Joker having an origin? I was saying I prefer like Killing Joke being an Elseworlds.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, Killing Joke.
I don't see it as
first thing in a Killing Joke. The Joker says, even though we go through everything, we go through the story, the backstory of the Joker, the Red Hood, all of that. Joker even says in the Red Hood, I don't know. Sometimes I remember it differently.
Yes.
He says that because that brings the ambiguity of it. And Gary, I know I've only read 2 Batman comics, but please indulge me.
Okay.
In Batman Year 2, it's actually discovered that Joseph Chill couldn't have killed Batman's parents because he was drugged up and fucking crashed out in his apartment at the time, which made Batman realize he couldn't even which made it even more prophetic. He couldn't even put a face to the crime anymore. He couldn't put a face.
Year 2 is as good, if not a little better, than Year 1.
Year 2 is amazing. The Reaper is amazing.
Year 2 is fucking incredible.
The Dark Knight, by the way, played with that, but keeps talking about the origin of his scars, right?
Yeah, and I like that. I like that.
That was really good. That was really well done. Super.
Do you want to know how I got these scars? And it tell a different story every time, which is perfect.
The Joker's origin should never ever be told. It's like the name of the Doctor. We should never hear it. Never ever hear it.
But that's the thing, though. The criticism that it removes like Batman's essentially his motivation or his
that's wrong.
It's just like that's not
I
true.
agree with you. That's bullshit. The parents are still dead. You know what?
Yes.
It doesn't bring the parents to life. It doesn't bring any closure. They're still fucking dead.
But the reason why Year 2 did that, and by the way, folks, Year 2 isn't canon anymore because DC fuck it all up all the time.
Yeah, I know.
But the reason why it did that is because it just wanted to say that mindless acts of violence happen, and they can take people away from you. And sometimes you can't put a face to it. Sometimes you can't get justice for it. Sometimes.
And the point is, Batman is trying to, again, what you said as never again. He's just trying to do
never again.
He can, never again. If he can save someone from his pain, he'll do it.
Which, by the way, isn't that 89's opening? Is a fan of Batman might think we're watching Bruce when he's young, but then we realize we're watching a completely different family.
Yeah, completely different. Well, the guy does say, actually, I think he says Billy to the kid. Billy, put the map away. We'll look like tourists. So you know it's not them. But initially, when you get the visual of the 2 parents and the kid, you think, oh, that's the Waynes and Bruce. But then he does, I think, say Billy as the kid's name, so you know it's not. But it is purposely mirroring the death of Bruce's parents.
Yeah, that's what Bruce is preventing.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So it can,
pretty bad takes.
could be better.
Especially the theme one just
Could be
blows my mind. Like I said, don't understand it at all. But hey, and the sad thing is, we can't ask James to fully explain it because obviously, if he's going to say anything about this, he'd be like, I don't even remember saying this. I completely disagree. Those films are incredible classics.
I mean, if he said like I was really fucking high, then okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, somebody did say in the comments though, was he trolling for
no, that's honest. I think that's honest James Gunn, and I prefer that. I do. You can have monstrously bad takes. Just be honest, that's all. It's okay.
He would have said these around the time Avengers came out. It's not like he was a child or a teenager or anything. He was a man.
People like Bon Jovi. You can like Bon Jovi.
Well, we got people in the audience right now who, if we did a poll on like, is Batman '89 an awful film? They probably say yes. There's going to be some people in there.
Should we run a poll?
Yes.
I was almost going to say train. That was going to get awkward.
You could have awful, bad, good, great. Those could be the options.
Was Batman 1989?
Well, no, give him 4 options.
Was Batman 1989 an
And
awful
then
film?
I got a poll for after that.
No, I think an awful film is fine, and just give them a yes or no.
I have a poll for after that. So,
I was curious to know where it stood out of the 4 categories.
Okay, what are your 4 categories?
Awful, bad, good, great.
Okay, awful, bad, good.
You know what, Mahler and I just bought that horrible soundtrack for like I had to think the 10th time on vinyl. I've bought that soundtrack so many times. I've worn it out. I've sold it and traded it for other CDs over time. So since the movies come out, I mean, okay, we'll just estimate low 10 times.
How many times do you think you've seen Batman 89? Just as an FYI. No, I mean, there's no sort of right answer or wrong answer for this. It's just that for you personally, how sort of
30.
My guess would be 10 for me.
Hey,
I would say.
Could you go in my car?
Somewhere probably in the region of 40 to 50 times.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like 30 is a lot. That 55's a
30 is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, the only movies I've seen. I mean, Lord of the Rings trilogy is uncountable number.
Yeah,
now.
It's uncountable for me.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 times a year for 20 years. So sometimes more, sometimes a lot more. But and Raiders and probably the OG Star Wars trilogy. But
I've seen Raiders a
healthy amount of times.
Fucking lot, especially since as you got those special editions, right? So I got my special editions because you had them. I'm like, oh, those look pretty cool. And then I broke them open and watched them immediately. And me and my kid sit down and watch them. By the way, could I just insert, like, because we hate everything, Gran Turismo. Big thumbs up.
So I hear. I mean, Chris Gore's been pushing me to go see it.
Yeah, it's
like I said, it was good.
It's like it's not as good. Ford versus Ferrari is a better movie. Some people are saying it's better. I don't agree. Has a happier ending, for sure, but it's really well directed. It's like you had an overachiever director direct like your normal sports film, and it's a normal, inspirational, fun film based on mostly true events with some really freaking good acting, and the racing stuff is really fun. And if you're in the Top Gear, it's like got the rally road racing cars, which I'm into, but never played the fucking game. But I sold auto parts for Hondas and a lot of Japanese cars for a large portion of my life. So it was really cool. I liked it. And a great, like story for fathers and sons, and a great message for having that positive male mentor in your life.
I might go see The Equalizer 3 tomorrow.
Ooh, I'm going to see that. Oh, you can see it tomorrow? When's it coming out?
Yeah, it's out for us tomorrow.
Oh, fuck you.
Well, how about that?
Thanks, Mrs. Nerdrotic. You're the best. She's delivering my Vietnamese crack.
X-ray go. Oh, right.
I mean, like, not actual Vietnamese crack. I mean, like crack cocaine. Okay. It's not a gay panda on it, though. It's a panda on a rainbow. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gay.
They're kind of gay or something. I don't know.
It's so Asian.
Let's speak. Okay, speaking of James Gunn. James Gunn, who said that Blue Beetle was going to be worked into his universe, I believe, or at least Sholo,
the actor, yeah,
Sholo human. This is how Blue Beetle is doing at the cinema.
Holy shit! It's not even at 100 million worldwide.
No.
Wow.
My God.
We need to talk about that.
Also, those domestic
Taco
box
Bell
office,
that.
like the fact that it's within the margins, it's like, oh, how low did they aim that?
Well, this is it. This is how low their expectations were. It's hitting the low expectations, but barely at times. Yes. The weekend. Look, it did so bad in its opening weekend that the Sunday to Sunday was only a 17% drop off. However, still manages to get a 51% drop off in total from the terrible week before. It is
just a
and we're already below 1 million on the Monday.
For our friends on TikTok, I don't have the app on my phone. I don't have it on my computer. I have never watched a second of TikTok on TikTok, so
neither have I. No,
I don't hear a fucking thing, and it's great. Talk away though, absolutely. Talk about us all you want on TikTok. It's okay.
Rito. 3,871 is a huge amount of cinemas. It's a huge amount of cinemas for this film to be in. It's bringing in on the Monday $225 on average per theater.
Well, I guess that's what happens when you market to a very specific demographic of a demographic of a demographic. Just to make it clear why it probably doesn't connect with the rest of the world is this, even though it takes place in like DC's Miami, it's about Southern Californians and the Mexican Southern California. Not all Latinos are Mexican, by the way. The Southern California Mexican American perspective on the world. And I mean, that's a minute perspective within the Mexican American community in Southern California. It's a very minute perspective of a minute perspective of a demographic of a demographic of a demographic. I can't understand why it failed.
They also could have made it good.
Get out of here.
Shut up, Baller.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fantasy thing. All right.
But that is your international 35 million. When your international is below your domestic, you know you're already in trouble. But when your domestic is so low and your international is way lower than your domestic, this has got to hit 350, 400 to break even, folks. 350 to $400 million to break even. I told you. Nearly. I said, after I saw the first weekend, I said, I don't think this is going to hit 200 million worldwide. I am very confident now in my prediction.
Yes. I think this thing will be on Max in how long has it been out now? 2 weeks? God, it feels like
2 weekends. It's been out 2 weekends.
Months.
It does actually. That's really weird. Yeah.
So in about 3-4 weeks, it'll be on Max, and it will be. Honestly, I haven't given the fucking film a thought other than when people show me stuff from TikTok, but I haven't given it a thought. I'm way onto Ahsoka right now. I don't give a shit. DC is a failed universe. Every time they come out with a movie that's clearly not good, first let's make that clear. Mahler's right. This movie's just not good. Like,
no,
even
it's not.
The way all the woke shit, which is put in like product placement, it's still not a good movie. It's just it never had a chance. If it counted towards the next DC universe, that probably would have padded a couple of $1 million on it, but it wouldn't have been significant at all. And no, James Gunn killed the DC EU and his own universe when he got rid of Henry Cavill, that because people were like, oh, people were pretty hopeful. I was pretty hopeful. I'm like, Cavill, gun, okay. As soon as you got rid of Henry Cavill and then lied, and everybody knew you were going to do just an absolute reboot, it killed these movies. You shouldn't have released them. It probably would have.
It is crazy looking back because this is exactly what we thought would happen, and it's happened.
Yes.
There's only one left now.
Because these giant companies, rely so much on marketing that lies, or marketing groups that lie to them. And don't listen to. I mean, there's so much free market research out there that you could just like send some intern to go watch some YouTube videos, and you'll get a pretty. And go off Twitter, but go off all the social medias. Don't go off one. But YouTube clearly, while it censors a lot of fucking people, it's still, as far as the audience is concerned, is well more balanced between male and female than fucking Twitter in the past, or Facebook, or especially Instagram, which is it's a girl social media basically. Girls and
I love it.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm glad you learned how to do it now. I'm glad you learned how to Instagram. My Mrs. Neurotic says you're getting a lot better.
Melissa hearts when I do the right thing, so I know I'm doing the right thing.
That's good. She runs mine. I love all the message. Melissa's like, we're getting so much from the fucking Blue Beat. I'm like, oh shit, I'm looking at the email and DMs on Twitter. I don't see a fucking thing.
Speaking of which, I am now just checking my Instagram, and Melissa has left me homework to do, so I'm doing it. Yeah. I want my heart, Melissa, please, to say I've been a good boy, and I did it right.
Hey, in a couple years, I guess she's totally down with taking the crew and going to Japan. You should be part of that in a couple years. Go tour Japan. I'll be at home. You could just send me hot toys. That's all I want. Just go. By the way, put them back.
Something like core structurally with the Blue Beetle I was thinking about. Remember, Cap gives his life to protect everybody with the lowering the airplane. Like he didn't expect to survive. You know, he's frozen. Obviously, Iron Man. He says activate the reactor, even though it'll kill him, to take out Ironmonger.
Yeah.
And then Thor goes to attack I forget what that creature was, like the Sentinel type thing, the big robot. Even though he doesn't have his powers, right? He stood up to it anyway. What's Blue Beetle's equivalent? It's like that fundamental choice. Like, I guess you could say the fact that he spared the evil guy, the henchman,
that went and just immediately killed a woman afterwards.
Exactly. It's like, it doesn't work. It's all broken. And then it's like, okay, maybe what about that choice he makes in that weird ether realm? It's like, what choice? To be even stronger?
Or the choice he makes not to kill while his family are mass murdering people.
No, I'm talking about when he's like in the mindscape with his dad or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm talking about what was. You know, you can't have a fucking a superhero film where the arc for the hero is we don't kill while his family are mass murdering people around him.
Exactly, but Mahler's confusing. What's the linchpin? What's the point where he becomes the hero? And he
had a taco at the beginning, the first 5 minutes of the film. That's his arc.
No,
Mexican taco film ended done.
I know you know the answer to this question because they copied it from Captain Marvel.
That's probably Captain Marvel has the exact same problem.
And you brought it up. Yeah, like it does. It's like, oh, I was awesome to begin with. There's your hero's journey. They just gave it to a boy. And it's kind of like oh God, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. It's kind of
when are we not in trouble?
It's the millennial mentality that kind of seeped into the Zoomers, which is really what Barbie fed into, which is like, I need more validation. I need self-validation. I need validation all the fucking time. Us Gen Xers, we didn't get validation like ever. It's okay. It's fine.
Because we got a bunch of insecure fucking people online 24/7
and
with big egos and no self-esteem.
I want to say my generation sucks too. It's filled with multiple disappointments. Okay. So not all millennials, but that's where it started seeping in. Okay. It's like now the Zoomer, which is probably demographically, it's this smallest amount of people in a generation we've had ever in America. Just to let you know. Yeah, that's seeped in there, and we don't have this like heroes sacrificing, overcoming insurmountable odds. Bounding into Comics put up a tweet yesterday, and just like what's the greatest superhero moment of all time. Now I wanted to go to a movie, and Mike said, oh, they said superhero moment, so I obviously went to Spider-Man, with all that, just practically has this giant just fucking tons of metal and machinery on him, and even with his powers, he can't lift it up, but he knows it's his last chance to save Aunt May, and he just doesn't give up, and he just pushes it off. That's the best moment I've ever read in comic books. That's what Mahler is referring to. Everybody has that moment where I'm going to sacrifice myself, or I'm going to overcome insurmountable odds, and that's where your hero moment comes in, and it isn't here anymore, because
it's one of the most miserable points to make about all the new heroes for Phase 4. Because remember, what's America Chavez's big moment in MOM? It's Doctor Strange saying, "You had the power all along. Go." It's just oh. She didn't lose or gain anything. She didn't even make a difficult choice. She just
wasn't the memory
store. No,
hey,
not even.
Let's have a quick game, guys. A very quick game. How much collective box office have the 3 DC movies done this year?
I think it'd be easier to figure out how much they've lost.
I was about to say, is that the trick question there?
No, I want you to combined. What is the box office combined for the 3 movies? Shazam, Flash, and Blue Beetle. Yeah. Quick. It's a 10-second.
400 million.
500 million.
482 million. They haven't even hit 500 million worldwide. Worldwide. With 3 fucking films.
Oh, and by the way, Flash, most expensive movie ever made.
Shit on my face.
I mean, yeah, if you want.
What's it? They're putting the Flash at around about 400, isn't it now? In total,
yes, it's supposed to be 350 to 400. They basically made 2 movies with marketing and stuff.
Let's be kind. Let's be kind. Let's give it 350. So that is best part of $1 billion to break even.
What doesn't get counted, which I think is being counted in what I'm being told, is interest on loans that were not paid back in time due to all the fucking delays, COVID shooting, padding, all you have to add 30% on anything shot during the COVID era, which is making a big comeback, by the way. It's fucking industry. Just so you know, it's an industry that's never going away. You're going to be experiencing this the rest of your life. Yay. So excited about that. But yeah. So I was told by a person who has worked on multiple superhero projects. Were they Marvel? Were they DC? Were they both? And this person said both companies were massively underreporting their budgets.
Mm.
And that is mainly to this is now we're into my opinion. We are moving into my opinion on the situation. It's mainly
just quickly before you do. That's, by the way, what you just said has now been confirmed. It's been officially confirmed that they've been underreporting budgets, and you need to add between 50 to 100 million to pretty much every film.
So it's since been confirmed. I've been saying this for a long time, since I heard it, just on live streams and stuff. And my theory on this is they want to hide the embarrassment, and they also want to hide it from your average shareholder.
I think that's illegal.
I think that's fucking illegal. But again, I am not a financial analyst. I don't know anything about this stuff.
Pretty sure that's illegal, though.
The stock I own is accidental, and I couldn't get rid of it. So it's Tesla stock that I got from when I worked there. I own some Marvel stock when they first hit the stock market back in the 90s. And it turned into Disney stock. and I don't know what happened to it. To be honest with you, I don't know what happened to it. I never got any money or anything, but I got a cool Marvel stock certificate. I do. I'm not a big stock guy. Don't care.
Before we go into ass poker, before we go into the ass poker element, let's go through some supers. Because that's been wow. That was some pretty heavy convo. Pretty fun convo, can I just say? But I have always had the mentality that I think Guns DC versus is DOA. I've always had that mentality. There has been nothing that I have seen to change my mind or heard from James Gunn. And we're going to hear another comment from James Gunn in a super chat in a second from Mikey Gustler.
Oh dear.
Which really does just
Mikey is, by the way, James Gunn's biggest fan. I just
anyway, Altraz with a $5 says, "Hola, the real BBC. Aquí tengan buen dia. I'm only doing this to help you with your Spanish, as
okay,
I know Spanish. Hey. Taco, burrito, man. Come on.
You said qui? Did you just say qui? Like, yeah.
No, it's qui. It's qui. He's correct. It's qui. Say that to as many people as you know.
Qui.
Say qui.
Qui.
I don't know if you can talk, Gary.
British. What the fuck do I want with Spanish? Anyway,
hey, it's
T. Louis the Second.
T. Louis.
I get to. I acknowledge I'm stupid, but I can still laugh at stupid. Okay. But you guys finished school. What's your fucking excuse? Okay?
Allegedly.
Yeah. You don't know.
You finished school. You're British. All the British finish school.
Yeah, pretty much. What's Spanish got to fucking do with anything?
Yeah, I wasn't taught Spanish in Britain.
Yeah, we weren't taught Spanish and fucking French.
Yeah, French and Welsh for me. As we taught that English.
It means it does mean kind of what?
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna say after watching all that Faulty Towers and you pronounced it wrong, as can't believe it.
Okay. It's all fucking Spanish to me.
You ever heard Cheech's song Mexican Americans? You never heard the song Mexican Americans by Cheech?
No.
Mexican Americans go to night school and take Spanish and get a B.
Get a B.
That's not an A. It's a B.
I would have gotten a B in English. So
dude, I failed English. So what the fuck?
That is good. And they also finish off with saying
the song after the stream. It's fucking hilarious. Okay.
Anyway, I almost have all issues of Thor 390 to 400. Cheers.
B is an Asian F.
Yes.
So true.
Yeah. John P became a member at the sorcerer level, and Mikey Gustler with a 20 says, someone asked Gunn if there are too many characters in his new Superman film, and his response was, quote, I don't understand this fear. There are less characters than in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Did you think Steve Carell got enough time? Question mark.
So 40-Year-Old Virgin and Superman. I feel like feel free to make a whole video about how wrong I am on this. Feel like they're kind of different stories. What do you guys reckon?
I kind of see where you're coming from, but
if you count Superman 2, they're the same.
I feel like the approach we have
more like 35-year-old Virgin though in Superman 2.
I mean, but like it's in the same realm. Man gets laid, loses his powers.
Yeah. Loses power so he can crush the puss.
Oh,
we've all been there.
We've all been there.
Dude, as soon as I ain't gonna go there, you get a
Hey,
lot
I gotta hear what. Okay, 40-Year-Old Virgin is a good movie. I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, I remember like it is funny as fuck, but I don't know if we should use it as a model for Superman.
No,
a comedy about a 40-year-old virgin, a superhero film about the last son of Krypton.
We're trying to be as fair as possible. If he's trying to broaden it out to we can balance character and still maintain a good story for the protagonist or whatever. It's like I'm not shitting on 40-Year-Old Virgin, but I don't think anyone thinks his character arc in that film is phenomenal, despite being surrounded by many characters. It's like, well, it's really funny. And you see a guy struggling to have sex, finally have sex. That's what that movie is. It's not like Superbad, where there's going to be a shit ton to do for Clark Kent and for Kal-El. Like
the toy collection in that movie is excellent. So
it's kind of an insane comparison. Though I imagine he would be like, no, that's not the point I'm making. And I'd be like, all right. An ensemble movie can indeed give a really great journey for an individual character, but it doesn't change the fact that he's juggling a hell of a lot for Superman's opening.
Yeah, like what somebody put in the chat, Kelly Clarkson, like the waxing scene. What's the equivalent to the waxing scene in Superman? I'm just
he's gonna have to use his lasers.
Kneel before Zod. Why'd you test me when I know you were? I will kill you for it. Mikey Guslow with a $10 says a Hollywood urinalist responded to comments regarding whether Superman Legacy would be a hit. He said, quote, "The studio behind it shouldn't worry about its finances before making sure of its quality."
Well,
yeah,
sure. You kind of got to do both. When you're a company, like you won't have any quality if you can't afford it.
I understand what they're trying to say.
Yeah,
I understand what they're trying to say. But yeah, it has to. You have to make a good film that you think is going to be commercially viable. Otherwise, you might get into a situation like Dredd. Dredd is a fantastic film.
One of the best comic book adaptations of all time.
Bombed at the cinema. Bombed at the cinema.
Feels hard to figure out that one. You wonder what year it needed to release to be successful.
Well, I get what he's saying, because all of us here have said, just make one good film. Before you start putting the cart before the horse, get the fucking horse. So I don't, I think, I don't want to be too harsh on that one, because I think they're trying to say that the quality of superhero films is in the fucking toilet, and it is.
Blade Runner bombed too.
Yes, and that's a phenomenal movie.
And I think Dredd has enjoyed like a cult status now. I mean, it was good enough for them to put it in 4K early on, so showing that its DVD sales were strong enough.
Yes, they were good. Yeah, they were good. Yeah. Striker X24 with the $5 says, "Mauler of the Long, I pray to thee. Please involve your family again when you do the Marvels, I think it's meant to be Unbridled Rage."
People thoroughly enjoyed hearing my sister laughing her ass off when she saw MODOK, which, yes, it is. When you have someone who's not as, plugged in as we are with all of this stuff, reacting exactly the same as we do, there's something fun and special about it. But it was very spontaneous, that was. So, I can't promise whatever may happen in future, but she's going to be really happy to hear that everyone found that funny as fuck as well.
It was great. Well done. And this is how you deal with MODOK, because he's a funny looking bad guy, right? And we talked about this before, Mahler. You make him look like the MODOK from the comics, and yes, you're going to get some laughs, and then you have him slaughter.
Yeah.
Mercilessly. I can't even say it.
Mercilessly.
Thank you. A lot of fucking people on screen, heads flying, and you make him fucking just incredibly dangerous that you still go, oh shit. It's like what's the stupid fucking cat from fucking Captain Marvel that everybody
didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't watch it? I'm blanking on the name because I'm old and I don't care. But like that, you do something like that, but way worse. Just carnage everywhere. MODOK, like nobody survives. And then you go, oh shit. Then you start taking it seriously.
Goose. People are saying Goose.
Goose is the name, but it's called no, it's got the it's a type of creature. The type of creature it's called.
Oh yeah. It's whatever.
I want to name off IKEA furniture, but I can't. I'm blanking it right now, dude. The Flarkin. Yes, Flarkin. Thank you. Which is also a bookshelf that you can get at IKEA. the Flarkin.
Yeah, Flarkin Durkin. James Norman with a £5 says, Mauler, if Spidey was in a probability storm, he'd use his Spidey senses to move in perfect unison or create one probability. It's not unique to Ant-Man.
When you say it's not unique to Ant-Man, because that's probably referencing the video we covered in the anniversary, basically the video argued that the reason why Ant-Man Quantumania is bad is because a lot of what he goes through in that film isn't unique to Ant-Man. Like, anyone could have gone through it, which I don't buy as like the reason it's bad. And I think we argued like anyone could have gone through or a lot of the things he has to deal with are specific to him because of the technology. Like, we wouldn't have Iron Man or Spider-Man going down there because they don't have the fucking shrink tech. I suppose if they did, they would. And I guess this person's saying, like, Spider-Man could have to deal with that probability storm bullshit as well, which I don't disagree with. I don't buy it as a point anyway that the film's bad because it wasn't a Scott Lang specific problem that he had to deal with. Even though arguably it still is. Like, having MODOK there who personally hates him and was motivated to drag him down there. This is what I mean. These are not the problems with the film. Like, I don't think that we need to make it more about, Scott's particular personality traits dragging him down there. I'm even of the opinion that we could make it work by going down to the quantum realm. Of course. They were just really shit at it.
Yep. Well, and they're lazy. I mean, you broke down very well why it's bad. It's bad because it was badly written, poorly acted. It's not really about Ant-Man, and it's a fucking human cartoon that looks like Spy Kids 3, not even the first Spy Kids. And the effects are so bad, so freaking bad. I was watching Order of the Phoenix the other day with Creature, those little, the elf.
Oh, the
house elf.
House elf, right?
The house elf creature in in Deathly Hallows. The one in Deathly Hallows they did, where the effects on that are fucking amazing. And they used an actor, they used mocap, but like they defeated the uncanny valley with a longer nose and everything. But like, if you look at those effects, this is 10 years ago. Oh, no, longer than 10 years ago. Better than anything we've seen from Marvel in the last since Endgame. And Endgame's been washed out and messy.
That's because it's a production line now, and they're not taking the time. They're not planning. It's just churn out product. That's it. It is a assembly line.
When was Dead Man's Chest?
Oh God, 20, almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, because that's the one people always cite as being like, you watch the behind the scenes and it's Bill Nye in the pajamas with the things, and if you listen to him talk about it, he's like, I fucking hated it. I was freezing. I was like dying all the time. I looked ridiculous. You have to really sacrifice any ego you could possibly have. And you just hope that it's all going to work out in post. And it's like, yeah, you created one of the best looking CG creatures in ever. And thanks to his performance, you believe Davy Jones is a fucking threatening monster. Certainly in Dead Man's Chest. And it's just interesting to compare. He looks better than anything in Phase 4 and 5.
Absolutely.
Tiss with the $10 says, I heard Gary on a previous stream say that he has a PlayStation 4. You lads should get him to play Bloodborne. Guys, stop it. Stop it. He can't
make him play
walk in a
Bloodborne.
straight line. How is he going to kill anything?
Making him play Bloodborne would be a crime. That's not fair.
You need to walk in a straight line to kill anything in Bloodborne?
Yes, yeah, and other ways
doors?
as well, yeah.
Are there
Other
doors?
directions.
There are doors.
There are
yes.
multiple doors.
Yeah.
Ladders.
Okay,
all kinds.
I want to clarify, when I say I have a PlayStation 4, is I bought a PlayStation 4 so I could play Spider-Man, and I haven't seen it since I bought it because my kids took it. I literally don't know where it is.
You just reminded me, my mate still got my fucking Steam Deck.
Yeah. You see how kids good. No, my oldest kid like confiscated it. I haven't seen it.
This is also Halo
like,
Unlocked Balls.
He's like, Dad, you'll hurt yourself on this. I'm doing this for your own good.
Dearest with a $5 is listening during my weekly road trip to a comic store in my state. Hope you can get 32 flavors of Nick Weiser or Clobbering Times on BBC Sunday. Cheers.
You know, Clobbering Time's awesome. Nick is awesome. Good guys. When we do a very comic specific one, see, I had comics to bag and board today, and then I ran out of bags and boards. But Mahler will enjoy their Buffy comics.
Ooh.
That run I was talking about, the run that came out while the series was coming out. It's not a season 8 or 9 situation. It's like these were coming out while the series was coming out.
There's like stories that run alongside, sort of thing.
Yeah, really good stuff.
So someone mentioning, by the way, and I know we've had arguments over it before, mainly naming this as, but someone was saying like the sea captain in Mando season 3. If you remember him, he's like a practical.
I didn't watch season 3 of Mando.
Oh well, he just imagine he is a practical effect, but everyone thought he was embarrassing, and there was someone in chat said like compare him to Davy Jones. It's like, yeah, it's an example of practical doesn't always beat CG. It's bad practical versus amazing CG in that case, you know. And that's the damage that I believe Disney has done, to the point where discussion around CG is now like CG sucks, no more CG. When it's like that's not even it at all. It's like the poor implementation, the poor amount of time, because CG is incredible at its best. But
yeah, and it's not going anywhere. I mean,
of course not. They rely on it more than ever.
Waititi mocked the CG in his own film.
Really fucked up.
Yep.
Where to shit on people who are working at
not
making incredible crunch. Yeah.
Well, that's one of those the buck stops with you. Actually, Gary, this is something relevant. I watched The Bounty after. Remember you said you should see it.
Yeah. What'd you think?
It was pretty good. I really liked it, and it was neat seeing so many. I didn't realize Theoden was in that film as well. Bernard Hill, he pops up. He's for the crew and everything. But the reason I bring it up was that I think when the crew are getting more and more sort of discontented, they have like a meeting with all the higher ups, and Anthony Hopkins says, "I am like, fully in charge here, and as such, I will take full responsibility when the time comes. But for now, I do see it as your fault that this has all happened." In that, like, they're trying to solve the problem, but he's basically saying, like, when it all, is over, it'll be my fault, and I understand that, and I'll take full responsibility for it. But as we're solving the problem, he basically says, like, you guys need to do more. You guys need to do this, that, and the other. And I was thinking that's very allegorical for how this works when you're making the movies, right? It's like the director can be like, you're being slow. You need to do this better. You need to blah, blah, blah. You need to care about this. You got this wrong. But once it's all said and done, all you now. That's your film. And so you can't like go like, oh, look at this shitty CG. It's like, that's you, man. Like, you should have done a better job. You got to take any good person is supposed to do that anyway.
Guys,
it's your project. It's fucking sad, but whatever.
Okay, before we continue, I gotta show this off. So we're going to talk about this in a moment. Before you jump in, I need to show two things. This is the first one.
Yeah.
Samba TV. 1.2 million US households watched the premiere episode of Ahsoka in its first 6 days on Disney Plus. Okay? Hold that thought. This is a tweet from the official Star Wars account, which just came out. As thank you for being the best fans in the galaxy, Ahsoka draws 14 million views for its first episode.
Sorry, I was reading something else.
I could have easily have taken that as laughing at this as well.
No, wait, it draws 14 million. Rewind.
Well, what is there to say other than just
thank you. So according to Star Wars, it drew 14 million views on its first episode.
First episode, not the second episode, first episode.
Where are the numbers to prove this?
I'm gonna click that link. I'm gonna go to that link.
Was it impressions? Was it views?
Well, it said views. It said 14 million views. This is where it leads to.
A Star Wars website?
To a StarWars.com.
Oh, so according to Star Wars.
So according to Star Wars is great. According to Samba TV, not so much.
So those 14 million views must have been on phones and desktops.
Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Company are thrilled and humbled to announce that Ahsoka, Part 1 of Ahsoka, Master and Apprentice, was the most watched title on Disney Plus this past week. The debut episode garnered 14 million views.
To be fair, it's less than the 100 million Amazon announced for the Rings of Power.
Making the series #1 globally on the streaming platform.
According to Disney.
According to Disney, it's the #1 global show on their own platform.
Huh.
I mean, considering
okay.
I believe that, considering there was nothing else on their platform.
Not that you would know this information, but how does that compare with what they've made claims about with the other shows?
I haven't heard them make a claim like this.
I know.
This is a first.
Maybe because Samba TV put this out.
I could be wrong. So please, I've been wrong about stuff before. Hey, Strange New Worlds did chart on the Nielsen ratings at number 10 on originals. So I sit corrected there. But I don't think I've heard that before.
The latest new Star Wars series, Ahsoka, finally hit screens with 1.2 million US households watching over its first 6 days.
6 days.
This is similar. This is similar in viewership of Andor's premiere episode and slightly lower than The Mandalorian's 3rd season premiere over its first 6 days.
As I remember, was disappointing, right?
Yes.
Here's the problem. 6 days is new. It was over 4 days and 3 days in the past. It wasn't over 6 days. So they have stretched this out a couple of days.
It was overnight once upon a time, but you know, there you go.
So that's 200,000 views a day. So Samba TV is a sample size and somewhat of an algorithm of watching it on Roku or things like that, watching it on in your home theaters, which by the way is becoming the majority. More people are starting to watch it on their TVs than watch it on their desktops or their phones, which they don't have
14 million views. So does that mean, because it took me approximately 6 to 7 hours to watch that first episode in totality, and I must have clicked back onto it 3 or 4 times at least?
That's a view. That's 3.
So that is 4 views right there.
4 views.
So that's 4 views, 5 views, whatever, towards the 14 million. So they are saying if 1.2, I know the Samba TV isn't absolute.
But as Ryan pointed out, that their data is better than Nielsen's.
It's good. Yeah, it's still good data. It's not absolute, but it's still good data. So according to their data, every household had to click on Ahsoka approximately 11 times. 10 to 11 times. Or did it say, no, it said globally 14 million, didn't it?
Yeah, it
globally. And this is just the US. So globally,
I still call bullshit on that.
I'm calling utter horseshit.
Show us the numbers.
Show us the individual.
How would make sense? Like, nobody knows who Ahsoka is. No offense. Like, there's Clone Wars fans, sure. Rebels fans, yeah. But like general audiences, a lot of Star Wars fans don't even like care that much.
Correct.
And they already don't care because of everything else that's happening.
Yeah.
The show is going to have a hard time, no matter what.
Anecdotally, of course.
It's also boring.
Yes, I don't have data, but nobody cares about the show. The comments I seen the most in my videos, I didn't watch it.
Well, most people are just talking about Sabine getting stabbed. That's what everyone was talking about.
Yeah.
But it's not even a Ahsoka show. It's a Sabine show.
Exactly.
It's Sabine. Yeah.
We haven't gotten anything for Ahsoka yet. I'm still waiting on that.
Wait, they went back and forth from the capital of Lothal to the apartment like 4 times. That's what they did over 2 episodes.
Well,
over 2 fucking episodes.
I mean, it was a few times, admittedly, yeah.
Yeah, that's some great storytelling.
Interesting.
The Force is something. Female.
It's fucking boring.
Force is boring, yeah.
It's boring.
It was really boring. Really, really boring.
Now, are they going to continue with their 9 p.m. Eastern release schedule, or is that just for the premiere episode? Do we get another episode tonight at 9?
Well, didn't they push it because of the debates?
That's they didn't admit that, but absolutely, that's why they did. They moved it forward to avoid the debates and the Trump interview.
So will it actually be tomorrow, or will it now be tonight?
That's the question I asked: is will it be on tonight at 9, or will it be back to like releasing at 3 in the morning or whatever? Or midnight?
Are we going to watch it? I'm not being facetious, but it was only required viewing for Friday Night Tights for this week. Are we going to watch it again? Are we going to watch any more?
Whole season, baby.
Okay.
Whole season.
If I go through the whole season, I have to start making some Ahsoka review videos. Then.
Yes, you do. That's the whole point. Is I make you watch it for FNT, but you can use it as content.
Oh, don't try and turn this around on me, Gary.
I did. I just did. It's all your decision as an individual.
Listen,
what you do with your channel.
It's fair because you made him read the James Gunn quote. So now you have to watch all of Ahsoka.
Yeah.
If Az tells me to watch or read something for this show, I'll do it.
You won't.
Yes, I will.
You won't.
I will.
How many times have I ever asked you to read or
nothing?
No, exactly.
I know, but you might someday.
That's why you do it, because I've never fucking asked.
But I do it. I like doing this stuff.
Even though I do it on Friday Night Tights for all of you multiple times a month, and you have never ever asked me. I just want you to know if you did, even though you've never.
I would. Well, because you never. I would do it.
Now, if you actually did, though, talk about it.
If people are saying Arcane, if we're going to review Arcane on this show, then yes, I will watch it.
I ain't watching it. I ain't reviewing Arcane on the show. So there you go.
They wouldn't do it after a Mauler and Drinker recommendation, guys. I don't know.
I'll get around to it. It'll happen.
I know I could go watch it with my friend Captain Jack Sparrow, but I'm not even subscribed to Netflix anymore. I can't cancel my Netflix.
On all that great
Witcher
serial killer documentaries. That's the main thing I'm missing out on.
Yeah, there's a couple of documentaries that are pretty good on Netflix. Like
usually, like some of the most successful shit they have on Netflix. There's shit tons of them on there. A huge industry. They probably
Apocalypse. That's a good one.
Is that? Yeah. I mean, it's just Netflix documentaries. It's just shit tons in general, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because my sister was watching one. She was recommending it about like a deep sea diver, where it's like a competition where you free dive. You know about this? And like, there's a lady who was trying to break the record, and this whole story about how some things go right, some things go very, very wrong. It's quite interesting. I was just like, Jesus, this is a documentary for everything.
Okay, going back to Ahsoka.
People watch it, you fuck. You do too. Sometimes.
There was actually a really good tweet by somebody. They are called Nerderotic. And they said it's not a question of whether the Star Wars fandom is split anymore. It's a question of how many are left. I actually thought this was fucking spot the fuck on.
Cheers.
It was funny you were reading that, and I was like, that guy's right. And I was like, oh,
yeah, that guy is right. Yeah, I think I replied with like boom headshot. That was just absolutely nailed it right there. I don't think you're absolutely correct. I don't think we have a divided fandom anymore. I think we have a crumbling remnants of a fandom now. The once great cinematic franchise that was Star Wars is now, and again, I'll bring you into this, Mauler. It has now been resorted into characters that regular people have no idea about, being put into situations as we saw from Ahsoka that if you hadn't have watched all of Clone Wars, if you hadn't have watched at the very least all of Rebels, you'd have no fucking clue who you're dealing with here.
Yeah, they did such a bad job of like a reintroduction.
No character development, no introduction to the characters, no character development, nothing.
They do this in Doctor Who, like, well, they did this in Doctor Who a lot, right? Reintroductions, because it's like, by the way, new audiences, they don't have fucking any clue about what's happened before. If you want to grab new people, how do you do it? It's like, get new people to ask new questions, reestablish information in new, interesting ways. You don't just go like, I don't know, man, watch all the other seasons. It's like, okay, but...
And you got it all, by the way, paywalled on a shitty fucking streaming service that 1% of the actual alleged subscribed audience watch. What the fuck is this streaming service? And by the way, because I've been looking at maybe getting a Galaxy Flip 5. If I purchase a Galaxy Flip 5 phone, then I will get 12 months of Disney Plus for free because they're just giving away memberships so they can add it to their fucking metrics.
Months.
Yeah, 12 months, Mauler. A whole year of Disney Plus for free.
That's in the form of the phone. Does that get registered as a sale once the phone is sold, or is it already registered as a sale? Like
I don't know. I do not know. I think probably when they will discover how many units have gone through, then it will get added after. I would imagine, but you just never know.
You know they want to fluff those numbers as much as possible.
100%. So they're fluffing it again. This is corrupt because they are fluffing it with members. And those, how many members are actually paying members? 50%? Less? More? What is it? We don't know because they won't tell us. They won't tell us how many are paying members.
All those Disney subs that are actually, like Disney Plus subscribers that are actually watching Disney Plus, like how often are they watching Disney Plus versus Netflix versus Prime? A lot of these people have multiple subscriptions. It's like, that's important too, because it's the health of your, they're only just 1 month away where they see a paycheck or a bill and they're like, what is really on Disney Plus for me?
And more people are probably watching Hulu, and they got the Hulu bundle, right, with Disney Plus. Only a certain amount of your percentage of your subscribers watch regularly. I mean, we have insight into, on a much smaller example, but we have insight to all of our analytics, and we know the percentages of what people hang on. iPlayer over in the UK was playing these little tricks with fucking Doctor Who because they would pad the overnight ratings with the 7-day out, and they publicly stated what an iPlayer view, what counts as an iPlayer view, and that's basically somebody clicking on and watching for about 10 seconds.
Yeah,
that's not watching an entire episode. We don't know how many people watch the entire episode. It's probably like a very low percentage, especially of Jody's shite. So, Disney, you're fucking lying. Lucasfilm, you're lying. Prove me wrong. You're fucking lying.
Well, you said the key word there, prove. They won't, because that would mean they would truly disclose what their actual numbers are of paying customers.
Oh, yeah. There's a whole fucking strike going on right now where they refuse to show any transparency to any of the writers or actors, which would actually benefit them because they wouldn't make any fucking residuals because but
it would also expose the fact that their services
not have residuals. We're not making any money, but we are making money because it's viewed very well.
Yeah, and I hate to break this to the actors and writers. It ain't about you. It's about the shareholder and investors.
Always has been, always will be.
Yep.
That's why we're not getting the numbers, folks. The only reason we're not getting the numbers is because it would tank the stock.
Hey, dude, that would bring in your antitrust shit pretty quick.
And by the way, Disney stock is declining and declining and declining and declining.
14. It was at its lowest level. I mean, I haven't checked it today, but a couple days ago or Friday, it was at its lowest level since 2014. That's prior to The Force Awakens. And that was on the week Ahsoka was released.
Yeah, I'm just going to bring up. I'm trying to be as fair as I can. I'm not playing with 1 week,
Liar.
2 weeks. I'm going to bring up the last 5 years of the Disney stock, okay? This is the last 5 years.
I'll allow it.
So you can see here, back 5 years ago, where it's at, what is that, 110?
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of goes and it goes up a bit. Then we get to 150.
Oh, wait. I want you to get to that really high point. Okay.
We'll get to that. Don't you fucking worry. So by 2020, just shy of 2020, it's at 147. Then we go.
Okay, go to that big drop right there.
The drop here, the dip down. This is COVID, though. This is in COVID.
This is COVID, but it's also right after the rise of Skywalker and the success of The Mandalorian.
Dips down to 85.
Yep.
But I think this is majority-wise COVID. And then during COOF, of course, people looking at streaming services, looking.
Now everybody's locked down, and wow, look at
lockdown 197. 197. That is in March of 2021. And then little
no.
83. That's where we are. That's where we are over 5 fucking years.
Hollywood's in big trouble, I think.
And this has been on pretty much. I mean, you put a through line from here to here, and that through line goes there. That is mass decline. You put a through line from here to here. That through line is there. It is massive decline. These, don't be fooled by little ups and downs. It's the through line you need to be looking at. See, you see the through line here is up. That through line is up there. This through line here is up. Regardless of this big dip, it's up.
Yep.
Through line from essentially from the peak here, it's all down fucking hill.
And just to remind everybody, there's a strike, so they can't make anything. And they are ditching stuff off of their platform now that's already been finished, that they paid for, and it's been finished. And now they're trying to shop it to license it because they will get more money by selling the series to somebody than putting it on their own streaming service, because that takes up data, which costs them a lot of money, and they're not making any money on Disney Plus. And I remind you all, Bob Iger said Disney Plus will be profitable by next year.
No.
That's what he promised.
Also, it helps when you license things out that you don't pay yourself to license it. Like they've been doing, like the 160 million they added onto Thor Love and Thunder as profit because they paid it themselves so they could put Thor Love and Thunder on Disney Plus. Disney paid Disney 160 million from the streaming service to the fucking profit of the film. The license.
How much would the Ahsoka's budget has yet to be revealed, but it's expected to be more than 100 million.
Oh, it'd be around 200 at least.
Million probably, because that's what Andor was.
And
technically Andor's beating it, by the way.
Andor is on a slight. It's actually on a slight. It's got more legs than any of the Star Wars shows, and it's on a slight upturn at the moment.
They're releasing Andor on Blu-ray, right?
I think so.
I'd be curious to know if that has any legs in that market.
Well, didn't they put it on Hulu or something too? They put it on. I don't know if it was terrestrial or Hulu. Miss Marvel's on terrestrial TV. It didn't do so well.
Oh,
Yeah, it did a storming average of around 720,000, give or take.
In a country of 333 million people, something like that. Documented.
So close to being. Oh no, nobody cares. Sam Aminott's exploitation money fund character not doing so well. How this shocks me.
I'm shocked.
Crazy stuff, huh? But there again, Disney and by the way, Disney are now they're in trouble, aren't they? They're in trouble for moving the money.
Yes, they are. It's with the Fox merger. There's people who know more about it than me, but there was an investment company into Fox who had never done business with Disney before. So you could tell they just didn't like it. They did business with pretty much everybody else except for Disney. Disney bought Fox, and they were either lied to or some money was shifted around to where they didn't get their fair share. And it's kind of a big lawsuit though, because this isn't just some tiny little firm. This is a firm that's entrenched in Hollywood that has been working with them for a long time. And Disney's treating it like they treated the authors of the EU books when they bought Disney. They're like, oh, we don't need to pay you residuals anymore. We're just going to stop. So there you go. Reedy Creek also is a big problem for them. Their fight with Florida is a big problem for them. The family company coming out against family, going like against their entire brand, bit of a problem. And it's starting to affect the fact that it's even lightly affecting their parks is massive. That is a massive.
I'm really glad you just mentioned that, Gary, because I've just got this lined up here. Speaking of Disney parks, go to Disney parks and be greeted by a man in a dress. Gonna meet your children. This is at Disney. This is what we're at now. Men in dresses with beards are coming to greet your children.
what even is he supposed to be a character?
I mean, he's a character, all right, but I don't know what type of character. So this is now floating around. This is all, as you can see. These are this is recent stuff.
Man, they don't fit a certain stereotype at all.
No.
You know what I like to do with maps?
No. Oh wait, hold on.
Do what I like to do with maps?
Oh, sorry, I thought the guy in the front
maps.
I thought that was Chris Hansen.
Like tell you where to go places at fantasy maps. But what I like to do to maps is I like to put them up against the wall. So,
I like to hang mine.
Yeah, hang them from the ceiling,
from the wall. Hang them,
wall.
hang. Yeah,
wall.
And if you don't have the space, of course, you just
I have
in the wood chipper
hanging from my ceiling. I do.
So yeah, take your kids to Disneyland and the family company is so anti-family. It is unreal.
We're in such a
I don't know what this means. What does this mean?
We're in such interesting times.
Wood chipper go brr?
I don't know what that means either, but it does. The wood chipper does go brr.
Yeah, it does go brr. Yeah, I guess if you turn it on.
The wood chipper.
Yeah, it goes brr.
I saw Fargo.
Oh yeah, yes.
Is that your friend in the wood chipper?
Hey, your friend in the wood chipper? I can't do a Wisconsin accent or whatever it is.
Well, it's a Minnesota
accent. Okay.
Don't you know?
Oh yeah.
Don't you know?
Oh yeah. Don't you know?
That first that Fargo film, by the way, is fantastic.
Really good stuff.
It is.
The show is also worth seeing. Season 1 and 2.
Season 1 and 2 have seen.
That's Noah Hawley. He did that, and he did a good job with seasons 1 and 2 of Legion.
Season 2 had a really bizarre ending.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Cafe.
I never watched season 3 though.
Well, my relatives are from South Dakota, which is same thing, same accent.
Let's go into some more. What have we got? Have we got any more Ahsoka? Anything else we want to really say about Ahsoka?
Well, the thing is, a lot of the people who are listening right now likely saw Friday Night Tights or Open Bar or like the Betty breakdowns. It's kind of hard to sometimes talk about anything new.
That's why I haven't tried to review it again.
It's just, what can you say? Like, it's been a decent amount of time now since we saw the episodes. It's obviously there's zero juice. No one gives a fuck.
No.
We'll see it through, and I imagine there's going to be some big thing that'll happen that everyone's going to be like, "Whoa, that character did that thing," and then no one will care a week later. And that's the cycle.
Here's the problem. I mean, like, if based on the Disney trilogy, not the EU, because I recently went back and listened to my audio version of Dark Empire, where they mentioned Thrawn, by the way. It's very good. It's available on YouTube for free, and they put the comics up to it too. The Dark Empire, I think it's the definitive edition or something like that. It's pretty good. We know whatever happens will be insignificant because the New Republic does rise to become the incompetent New Republic that they are.
Yes,
that gives rise to the First Order. So the only thing this will do is reinforce the First Order. It will not, and I repeat, will not retcon the Disney trilogy. It will try to fortify it. We even had Polygon come out and say, which was the hilarious fucking cell phone, was Ahsoka will fix the Disney trilogy like the Clone Wars fixed the prequels. And I just caught him. I said, so you admit the Disney trilogy sucked? I mean, because you just did. The trilogy that you fucking backed to the hilt for years, called fans racists and Russian bots and all that shit. Now you're saying it needs to be fixed. You go out of business. Fucking
what you mean? But they're bringing it back. They're bringing it back. They're bringing Rey back. They're bringing it back. They're bringing the sequel shit back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If it was so bad, why are they making more Rey stuff, Gary?
Well, because Ahsoka will be in Rey. She'll be like his Obi-Wan. Her but see, how many films has Kathleen Kennedy announced since The Rise of Skywalker? She has announced a Rian Johnson trilogy. No, it's Last Jedi, but let's just say Last Jedi. Rian Johnson trilogy, a Dan and Dave trilogy, not just a movie, a trilogy. Taika Waititi's movie,
Patty Jenkins
movie, Mangold movie.
Just movies, not TV
Mangold
show.
movie, right?
A Mangold movie. That's about 9 movies they've announced.
How many of them are actually going to happen?
And then there's the Rey movie, so that's 10.
I have a bad feeling the Rey one will happen.
Yeah.
Wait, 10. Are you saying you have a bad feeling about this?
I do.
Okay, so 9 or 10 movies she has announced since The Last Jedi. And they haven't released a Star Wars film since 2019. We're going on 5 years.
Well, can we just cut some chaff? The Dan trilogy, not happening. Dan and Dave trilogy, not happening. Rian Johnson trilogy, not happening quite clearly. The Patty Jenkins movie is now no longer happening. It looks like we've got the Rey movie left and the Taika Waititi movie left.
And the Kevin Feige movie.
The Mangold movie. The Feige movie's not happening either.
Oh, and it was never going to happen, except they announced it on their fucking Star Wars channel.
Yes, but it's not happening.
So that's 10 or 11 movies.
Well, we got the Mando movie and then the other one, right?
The Boba Fett movie got turned into a TV series. The Kenobi movie got turned into a TV series.
Yeah, I'm talking about the new one they announced.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it's like 10, 12, 11, whatever. None of them.
When you say the Mando movie, you mean the Ahsoka movie?
None are going to happen.
No, the Bo-Katan movie.
My argument with Star Trek and the health of Star Trek was, okay, release a fucking movie. Release a movie. Let's see. Let's get Star Trek 4 out there. Let's see how it does. Release that Rey movie. We are now like almost as much as the Marvels. I am a fan of this Rey movie. I want it to come out. I need this to happen. I really do. Because if the remnant of the Star Wars fans need a point to be proven, this would be it.
Yeah, because like if that was to make like 500 million or something, imagine that.
What, the Rey movie?
Yeah, well, I'm saying that would be hopeful for it, of course, but still.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think they'd snap you. Well, it depends what the budget they're gonna put to it.
They might be delusional enough to think that, like, hey, we waited, and now we're bringing out a big, this episode. Are they going to call it episode 10?
No, it's not episode 10. No.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't see how this one would ever be able to survive. They've been terrified ever since Solo, and I guess, but not terrified enough to not make a fucking Rey movie.
Oh, you get the whole female Rebels crew, and you team them up with Rey. That'll do it.
Well, so if I remember correctly, wasn't there a rumor of like the ultimate plan was to have like Ahsoka, Mando, Bo-Katan, Boba Fett, Rey, everyone team up and fight something?
Thrawn.
The Star Avengers.
Fight Thrawn.
Yeah. Like they wanted to do Endgame, but for Star Wars.
Stop it. Just fuck off and die.
But in the time, Han Solo and Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia are all alive.
We don't need them. They suck. who likes those characters?
Oh, it needs to go on.
Do people even remember those characters? Like, I mean, they're a myth. Nobody even knows who they are.
Exactly. But those characters are Star Wars. That's pretty fucking clear. There's all these other side characters, but still, it's Han, Luke, and Leia. And it's a division, a dwindling division between the people who respect Han, Luke, Leia, Anakin, and Darth Vader, and people who just like the words Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah. Yep. I like it because it says Star Wars.
It's on the great waning, and we are now into, based on Samba TV's numbers. It is, and based on like people were like the most thing. Mahler's right. People were just talking about Sabine getting stabbed. Outside of that, fucking nothing. Like there's been nothing.
What else is there to talk about? Oh, wasn't it great? Their little investigation. They managed to just find a random droid that was sitting in the house for no reason, take it back to its manufacturer, and they happened on that day to happen across the ship that was trying to escape, and they happened to get a tracker on it despite dodging a million shots. Just like, who's going to talk about that? Nothing interesting or incredible happened there. It was all insane.
You left out the random droid that they ran across. That was like, oh, I saw that other droid.
Yeah,
it's on that ship right now. What quinky dinky.
For the Empire! Shit.
And then General Hera going, I'm a general. I know everything except for the fact that Imperial remnants work on the fucking shipyards.
Nothing is classified to me. I'm a general.
For everything.
Sorry? Bitch. Sorry?
What? So, yeah, it's fucking stupid. It is.
I mean, there's nothing to talk about. Meanwhile, as they call it, event TV like Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad back in the day, the amount of huge plot points that would happen that would have people talking for ages.
That's because they're well written.
Oh God, I compared
this on the was.
Yeah, exactly. Like, fuck. So I compared the first episode of Daredevil to the first two of Ahsoka. But if you go for the first two seasons, there's like 8 seasons of Disney Plus shit in 2 seasons of Daredevil. So much fucking happens in those 2 fucking seasons. It's amazing how fucking good that show is, and how bad everything has become. So ultimately, we're in apathy now. Like, people aren't even fucking mad anymore. And we said this was going to happen a long time ago. I said it in my fucking Rise of Skywalker. I said that Disney, the only thing they have done is put an expiration date on Star Wars. The greatest intellectual property of all time is now done. It's going bad in the fridge. That's what it is.
It's
gone bad. Yeah. It fucking needs, you know what? You need to keep it in the fridge because it smells so bad that you don't want it stinking up your garbage bin. You need to take it out the day. You have to do that. You have to take it out on the day the bin is being picked up. So it doesn't smell like you murdered somebody. But this is Garrett brought it up. I brought it up. This is a corpse that's been exhumed and defiled multiple times.
Oh yeah.
Now. And yeah.
Hey, are you excited for Acolyte?
Not as much as Echo.
Ooh.
I don't know. I'm more excited for Acolyte than I am for Echo.
Yeah.
I think Echo's just gonna be dog shit. I think Acolyte's gonna be fucking extra special with cheese.
No
dog shit.
Okay. if they release the Acolyte weekly, that means they felt stronger about that than Echo, which they tried to cancel and shit can and couldn't. They literally couldn't. So they're like, we'll just drop it all at once. And the only reason they tried to it wasn't even about Echo. They were worried what it would do to Daredevil. Okay, because Daredevil and Kingpin are both in that series.
Mm-hmm.
And they were concerned this might damage.
They were the selling points.
They were the selling points, and now they're like, "Oh, we might fuck up Daredevil." Oh shit! Because by the way,
hey, in all fairness, She-Hulk already did that. She-Hulk already did that.
I'm not saying anything's going to get fixed because we are talking about the same people who broke it. But they are realizing that they completely fucked up. How will they fix it? Probably by breaking it worse. That's usually what happens. But unfortunately, the good people who are, Joss Whedon gets a lot of criticism. Not the best guy in the world morally, but he helped build the MCU. He was instrumental in mapping out the plan for multiple characters with Jon Favreau and others, but Joss Whedon was there in the first two phases. So they don't have him. They don't have Favreau. They don't have Robert Downey Jr. They don't have Captain America. Edgar Wright was involved in the early days as well as mapping some of that stuff out. So a lot of the people who were involved aren't there anymore. And it's just Kevin Feige, who's never really been a creative. He's a producer. And some of his ideas, not so good lately. Go back and look how many of the bad ideas we've seen on Disney Plus were Kevin Feige's ideas, including Doctor Strange Mom.
By the way, Robert Downey Jr. was amazing in Oppenheimer.
He was brilliant in Oppenheimer. He should win an award that I don't care about. You hear about Waldron. You hear about our boy Waldron. Mahler.
Fire! It's in the title. The Avengers writers, the Waldron, and what's the other guy called, Morley?
Oh, Jeff Loveness. And yes, I've heard about
Loveness.
this. A lot of people
Loveness and Waldron.
You got to take that as because I don't often focus too hard on writers. I mean, I kind of do with Ryan Johnson and JJ as well with Star Wars, but the MOM and Quantumania videos, I'm very much laying it at their feet because they take full interest and passion for their respective projects, and they talk about how they talk so brazenly about how they're making shit. It's just like, you guys are the reason. You could have directed it in a better place. There are people in the industry just like them with limited time, limited resources that manage to pull way better things out of their ass. You guys know as well as I do, some of the greatest films of all time have some of the most horrifying nightmare production stories. Like everything down to the wire, everything stretched, everything breaking and falling apart. Even the original Star Wars, that was the way it was. Like getting things to work, desperate to reach budgets and stuff. But there they are saying lol, I didn't even know what was in the third act, or lol, I make it up as I go along. It's just yeah, well, it would be nice if there were repercussions for that. Like, for example, not getting able to write the next Avengers movie. And it looks like they're not writing the next Avengers movie.
Nope. No, they're both apparently being removed. Yet to be officially confirmed, but
yeah, we'll
apparently
see.
they have both been removed from the Kang dynasty.
But how retarded they often are, like the sort of bean counters. I could imagine Waldron would be fine because the money that MOM made. It's not because of his writing that it made that money, but I can understand someone being like, oh, well, he's the guy who brings in the money. Meanwhile, Loveness is one, Quantumania, it flopped, so.
I'm not expecting directors' commentaries to necessarily them really kind of critique and really break down their whatevers. But having watched your video and listening to the director's commentary, I legitimately thought I was dealing with two fucking retards. Two absolute fucking window licking retarded fucking motherfuckers that hadn't got a. It was like, honestly, and I know this word. Unfortunately, this word's. I've said this word so much recently because we are living in clown world, but it felt like a satirical commentary. Like I would be watching Made in London or whatever it is. I was just watching some comedy show by, starring some major comedian, and they were playing they're playing a film writer in Hollywood, and it felt so ridiculous listening to them.
You know what gets me as well is that a lot of the time you think they're just not drawing from the greatest stuff, right? It must be. And throughout those clips, they say they were inspired by Alien, Lord of the Rings, Unforgiven, Alice in Wonderland, Star Wars, Indiana Jones. And it's like, you're lying to me. You didn't watch any of those movies. You couldn't have. Like, how could you? It's not fair.
How could you watch those and take that?
How could you say this movie is the Unforgiven of Janet Van Dyne? What the fuck? Why would you say that?
Oh God, yes. Oh my God. Oh, I couldn't believe when I heard that.
When they say like, "Oh, we were looking to finally make like a Star Wars movie," it's like, "Oh, well, I guess modern Star Wars, fair enough."
Oh, it hurt.
I think they say Raiders
Oh.
at one point as well, and it's just like, don't just keep that
Oh.
name out of there.
It hurt.
Yeah, the commentary was insane.
What were we just talking about earlier about I was talking about authenticity and how the access media and these companies just knowingly lie and people just automatically go along with it even though most of them know it's a lie. 14 million views. That is
My arsehole. Whoa. 14 million clicks. 14 what? 14
maybe 14 million people logged in over a week period on Disney Plus. I mean, like, dude, it's
Hey,
not
Star
like
Wars.
It's not like they have Suits on their streaming service. Okay.
How many people watched from the beginning to the end of the episode?
Show us the numbers. Come on.
Show us the numbers.
You know what? 7 million would be impressive. That would be really impressive. 5 million would be impressive on your streaming service. So show us the data. It's just one show. You don't have to show it for every show. Show it for one show. I'm sure the actors who worked on it would want to know. I'm sure the writers who worked on it would want to know. By the way, they don't know. The only people who do know, who work on shows directly, what the numbers are high up executive producers. But the showrunners don't know. They have no idea.
No, because you said earlier about us being called all kinds of things under the sun, racist, sexist, Make no bones about it, people. The term inclusion and diversity in Hollywood means lazy. Yes. Lazy writing, lazy editing, lazy producing. It's so you lower your expectations of actually getting a quality product so that they can throw some sort of diversity crap in your face. Oh, do you hate that we've got fucking black this or Asian that or gay this? Or it's all horse crap. It's all deflection. It's always been diverse. It's always been diverse of cast. It's always been diverse behind the cameras. It's always been diverse. Diversity and inclusion means fucking laziness. It means don't ask questions. It means anything but inclusion. Oh! I can't wait to go to the gym tonight. I cannot wait.
I've been already.
Going hate train.
I just need to put the headphones on, put some music on, switch off, and sweat.
Yeah, as it's going to go to the gym, put on some Erasure and Bronski beat.
Absolutely. Yesterday, little bit of respect from Eurasia was on. Loved it. Don't have any Bronski beat on, but never mind. Yeah, a bit of Dead or Alive, Bon Jovi. Yeah.
Oof, get the fuck out of here.
A little bit of K-pop.
I do. I have Kazuya 46 on there as well.
Kajagugu?
It's J-pop, but I'll let you have that, Molly. I got some J-pop on there. Yeah.
Get some B-pop, British.
Got some Pet Shop. Yeah, definitely got West End Girls on there. Got It's a Sin on there.
I listened to Iron Maiden today.
You never ended the poll, by the way. Is
it still going? Fuck. Okay, how's it doing? Let's have a look. Let's end the poll.
Good God.
And give the results. Hey, come on, man.
Somebody in chat said nobody would vote that it's awful. I told you they would.
Was Batman 1989 an awful movie? Last place, awful, with 4%. Second to last place, bad, with 6%. Second with 39%. Quite a big leap. was great, and top with 49% was good. So 88% thought that Batman was either good or great in their opinion.
Yep.
And James Gunn is absolutely entitled to his opinion. It's just fucking hilarious that he's now running the DC fucking slate.
Great is David Ayer has been going off on Twitter for about 2 weeks on his treatment from Warner Brothers and his Suicide Squad, which I want to see the Ayer cut all fucking day long. Bring it. I want to see what his vision was, whatever it is.
Certainly at this point, like the way he's been talking about it for so long, I want to see this completely different movie now, you know?
Oh.
Well, James Gunn would see the light of day, but James Gunn does not tell the truth. So, but it's been refreshing to hear David Ayer, who I like. I think he's a very good director, a very, very good director, is just fucking hammering Warner Brothers. It's been glorious. It has been fucking glorious.
Well, he had his movie butchered. He had his movie absolutely butchered. So,
well, it's making variety, dude. He's been. There's been a tweet thread where people have been asking him questions, and he's just been answering honestly. And it says, "So Suicide Squad broke Ayer. Deadpool opened right, and they never tested Batman versus Superman. They got hammered by all the critics. Then it's like, okay, we're going to turn David Ayer's dark, soulful movie into a fucking comedy now, and that's Warner Brothers. And DC Comics does this too." They instead of holding back and waiting for their thing to finish, they're so fucking insecure about their shit, and it's because they don't know anything about it, right? Which can benefit if the higher ups don't care and your thing is a niche thing. When DC Comics was this niche thing, the creatives were allowed to do kind of what they wanted, but it was creatives who had respect for DC characters. Like Alan Moore, one of the most subversive writers out there, still loved fucking Superman. Like he liked Superman, the idea of Superman, what Superman was. So there was still respect for the characters.
Do you know what he did hate? The Watchmen movie.
Oh yeah, which I like, by the way. Which I like.
He was very vocal about that.
But yeah, he hates kind of everything, you know. He's not a healthy guy. He's not a healthy guy. He's great. Hey, prolific writer. He hasn't written anything good in a long time, but prolific writer. Mark Millar's still out there killing it.
Mark Millar's,
Millar. You know what Mark Millar loves? Comic books.
Comic books.
Superman. Yeah. That's great.
I mean, Mark Millar wrote some Authority.
Yes, he did.
He wrote some Authority. He didn't create it. That was
it was a Wildstorm comic. Wildstorm was purchased by DC. Fine is some alternate publisher thing out there, kind of an indie version of superheroes but like part of the DC universe. Hell no. Nope. Not when you're starting out. Maybe after like 20 years. You bring in the Authority. You don't bring them in year 2. But no. Nope.
No, Mr. A, it's Mark Millar. It's not Mark Miller.
It's Mark Millar.
Feel free to correct yourself. But Mark Millar, of course, the body of his work, we had him on the show a few weeks ago. It was incredible to have him on. He was fantastic. He was only meant to be on for an hour. He stayed for like 2 hours or something. Which is always a great thing. We had a great conversation with him. But you think of Kingsman, you think of Kick-Ass, you Wanted. You just think of the comics that he's done, the characters that he's created, that he's brought onto the have now been picked up, turned into movies, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he's absolutely killing it, and Big Game has just come out, 5-part Big Game. I've got the first couple,
dude. Nemesis,
and which is just bringing everything and all of his characters in. The whole job lot.
Loaded was that was good.
Oh, I mean, I said to Mark, I'm one of these weirdos. I said to Mark on Twitter, I'm one of these weirdos that wait for all of the miniseries before I read it. But apparently, issue 2. Shit happens.
Yep.
Shit happens.
I used to be one of those guys too until I bought my shop, and then I had to read everything that week. Right. And it wasn't as bad in the early 2000s. Like made for trade was starting to happen, but there were still like singular issues and stuff. I bought my shop when Hush was coming out. Batman Hush. Long time ago. We're coming up on the 10th anniversary of me selling the shop will be this year.
Wow.
At the 20th anniversary of me buying the shop, because I had it for almost exactly 10 years this year.
A lot of Mexicans are complaining about your review of Blue Beetle, by the way.
Where? I mean, like on TikTok? Because they're not complaining on Twitter or YouTube.
Yeah.
Mostly people showing me stuff on Twitter going,
Blue Beetle video review
wow.
gets dragged for racist criticism. Here's what happened. And then
what's this thing called? The Rems Claw? Rems Claw. That's a real easy website to remember.
I don't know. So we got Chrissy, we got man.
Why is Drew Hernandez complaining about my video?
Drew, you've let yourself go, man.
Drew, Drew.
What happened, Drew? Come on, dude.
Come on.
So complaining about Chrissy. Let's taco about Blue Bees.
I take full responsibility for anything that goes on a Nerdrotic channel. That's all I'm gonna say.
This thumbnail here is what you call fucking genius. Genius.
I have a thumbnail maker, but everything gets my seal of approval. And yes, I have turned it. Believe it or not, I have some standards. It's not even standards. Perry's greatest thumbnails you have not seen.
Yeah, Gary. Sometimes I'll get a thumbnail from Gary, and it'll be too much. Too much. No,
like
go.
Perry put a grill on Disa for Rings of Power. We got a bunch of shit for that, and I used it like 3 times. I don't care.
Gary, look, you can tell that
the bad girl has a fucking grill. She has a fucking grill. So if you don't think they're the most racist motherfuckers out there.
Well, look, this person's got a whole 5 likes on their tweet, so they are definitely worth,
Perry's
that Nerdrotic Blue Beetle video was just an excuse for a bunch of dudes to be racist and pretend to be criticisms. Dude, as I've stressed before, we could not, if we were so inclined, if we were just hideous racists, we still would not have been able to do a racist review as fucking racist as the actual writing of that film by Miguel Angel Soto.
A grand wizard couldn't have come up with a better script.
No, I said that. I think I put that in a fucking thing. Grand Wizard, yeah.
Perry's in the chat, by the way, and he says,
and he's legendary.
We love you, Perry.
When I saw the fucking maid from Family Guy, was it Family Guy or I can't remember, it's Family Guy or Simpsons. But oh no, I fucking died.
I think they clued in on something Ryan said, which like.
You talked about Mexican people. You're racist.
I know. We pander to demographic, and then when we criticize a movie that panders heavily stereotypically to demographic, we hate demographic.
Dude, I did a tweet earlier. Exactly that. Far left ideologue. All I talk about is race and intersectionality. Me, yes. All you talk about is race and intersectionality. Far left ideologue. You said race! You're racist!
I need to retweet that right now. I'm sorry, I missed
That is it. That every fucking time. There's me. Just sums it up. It's just that is it in a fucking nutshell.
It is, and it's small percentages. It's not most of the look. Everybody's cool. Most people are cool. That's the thing. We're playing into like these small percentages of fucking just morons who fall into this fan baiting trap. So hey, there's a bunch of woke white women in the marketing departments of Hollywood that thank you for your service.
Yes. Speaking of sick burns, by the way, Drinker on Twitter here.
I still
Stamper TV with their 1.2 million Ahsoka. Critical Drinker. Damn, my review of the show will probably get more.
It will. It will. And the interest, what's strange, but true, there was more interest in our Secret Invasion coverage than Ahsoka coverage by orders of magnitude. By orders of magnitude. More people were like, because I mean, that was pretty clear. Something that has been falling has finally fallen and can't get up, and that's Marvel. But we're past Star Wars failing. We're well past it. And now we're into apathy. So not as many people give a shit about Star Wars as they do about Marvel failing.
He's right.
That's clear.
Mauler, you spoke very highly of Andor. I think so did Drinker. Yeah. And terribly viewed.
Made no difference.
None. But that's weird because I thought we're single-handedly responsible for movies doing well when they're bad.
So when we praise them and they don't get anything, that feels really weird. But
yeah.
All right.
How does that work?
I am solely responsible for the success of Arcane because I said it was good like 3 months after it came out.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool.
Okay, let's do some soups. Let's do some soups. Sorry, I thought you said something.
I said let's do it.
Oh, let's do it. Okay. Marksman at 117B with a $2 says, return to bullying Star Wars fans. They need it. Not fans. Not fans. Fans are salt of the earth people. They're good people, mostly. It's Disney. Disney needed good bullying. Disney, we need to get back to the days, right, where you pushed the fucking idiot into the fucking puddle and then kicked them in the fucking balls. That's what we need. We need to bring back bullying for fucking idiots like Star Wars. Star Wars is something that needs to be bullied. And when I say Star Wars, I mean Lucasfilm, I mean Disney. Villa Idiot with a $10 says, have any of you watched Crod Mandon and the Flaming Sword of Fire?
I have
no, never heard of it. If so, what do y'all think?
I might have had a case of it after I had some tacos.
Also, R.I.P. Arlene Sorkin. Probably my favorite Harley Quinn performance. Yes, that one was hard. That was tough.
Rest in peace. Yeah, legend.
That was a tough one. She
bad day.
I don't want to turn this into something too big. But I did say when I talked about her passing on Twitter, I did say that she made Harley Quinn as popular as she was in the 90s and obviously went into the 2000s. And I stopped there because she's been destroyed now.
Yeah, Harley Quinn beyond all recognition.
Yeah.
And you can thank Jim Lee. And among other
things I could find.
And Didio too.
Things I have said about that, man.
Dildio.
Hey, Jim, don't worry about it. Just keep fishing, mate. Keep fishing, cashing those checks. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, but if somebody says anything bad about one of your mates, then that's the only time you should really actually try and fucking perk up and say anything. You fucking money for it. Gary's Wizard Beard has been a sorcerer for 5 months. His best part of Tuesdays. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bob Jester's been a bard for 10. Thank you, Bob Jester. Butter Biscuit 92 with a $20 is Mauler. I was with you for probably 18 out of the 24 hours. The drawing part was the best. I hope to continue to hear your takes and opinions for a long, long
Oh,
time.
The drawing
Keep
game.
up the good work.
The drawing game is super fun. Yeah, I
We
love
did
that.
fit it in at the end, yeah. And yeah, I didn't. The thing is, what sucks is you try and sleep for a long time before you start these things up. And I couldn't go back after sleeping for about 9 hours, which is good. But when you're staying up for 24, the problem is you want to wake up and go. But
And it doesn't work like that. And that's exactly what I'm doing soon.
I woke up and it was still 4 hours before we started. So wait a minute, I think I fucked up the time. I think I got 7 hours sleep. I gave myself space to have as much as like 12. I couldn't go back to sleep, so I had to stay up for like 3 or 4 doing nothing because I have everything set. And I was just like, oh, as soon as friggin' Rags came on, I was like, can we go? Can we go? Can we go? Can we go? Like,
yeah.
And then of course there's the breaks, which last about 40 minutes. So you understand, I was up for probably about 30 hours, which is annoying, but
yeah,
you love
I
that.
wish I could have stayed for longer because I was only there for just over an hour or so, but I was already having a ton of fun.
You are young and you can do it. I have to do that when I go to UK. I gotta, because our flight, we usually take a red eye, but we're not. So
got used to taking a brown eye.
I'll give you one for that. That's good. And yeah, I'm gonna stay up for 24 hours.
So some of the like first world problems, I don't know. 30 hours being awake is not the funnest thing, especially
when
you're not just staying up. You're controlling a whole show, right? Getting everything in, talking to everybody, you're talking for 30 hours plus. So
Reticent Voice has become a member at the bard level. Thank you. Draconic Ice Mage with the $20 says, "Hell, real BBC. If any of you are looking for an ironic Hassan clip, not really. I suggest going to 1 hour 35 minutes and 13 seconds in the Such an Adam Tuesday show."
Sitch.
He's put such.
He's put Adam and such
in the Such an Adam Tuesday show. He speaks poorly of people's mothers giving them nuggies. Oh, I don't. I'm gonna have some places to go. Who cares? Tim France with a sorcerer for 16 says, "Hey up, lads! Thanks to you guys, my wife and I have watched all of Clarkson's Farm. Thanks for the inspiration to work out. As glad to see you going strong, Tim. I am just looking forward to hitting it again tonight. 3 days. This will be the third day in a row. Yeah, that 2 days rest that I had Friday, Saturday.
Once
oh man,
gym becomes an obsession, right? And it's something you like. I need to do this to even feel right today.
Yes,
you are in the mode. That is so great. Well done.
Yeah, Oh man, I needed the Friday off for sure.
Yeah,
and then the Saturday, I was like, I probably should just get a couple of. But I had ants in my pants all of Saturday. So when I did all the Sunday stuff and then went to the gym Sunday night, I was just like, I had so much fucking energy for it. And then last night, I was there for like 90 minutes.
And it gives you more energy.
Sorry, last night when I went at 1:30 in the morning, I was there for 90 minutes and left just short of 3 a.m.
How close is that gym to you again? Like how long does it take to get there?
Takes me about 20 minutes to get there.
You walk or do you?
No, brum.
Okay. Yeah. Mine's like down the street. But my dude, I've had gyms where I had to drive a half an hour in the past and did it.
So. Hold on 2 seconds. P.S. I'm never donating. You never have to.
No,
you never have to. You can watch for free all day, every day.
All day, every day.
Not a problem.
Your
Appreciate
time
you
is
watching.
Valuable as well, and we appreciate you.
Appreciate you watching. Scott McKenzie's been a bard for 11, and 9 Monkeys with a $10 says, "How's it going, guys? Bit of a shameless self-promotion. I finally made my tiny break into the booming comic book industry with a variant cover for Void Rivals. Issue 1, I drew Jetfire. If you're interested, 9 Monkeys, if that was you, I bought it. I bought it because that should have been the main fucking cover, not the cover that was given. That should have been the main fucking cover. If that was you that drew it, I bought it because I fucking thought that cover was fantastic. So Nine Monkeys, if that's legit was you, mate, well done. That cover was beautiful. I loved it. I've got it in my room. If it was to hand, I would just grab it, but it's in a part. Unless you want to hang fire, and I'll go grab it.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Back in a minute.
Hey, you want to see some Buffy comics? While he's
I
going.
mean, yeah. Oh, looking pretty cool.
And some of them are like photo covers. You know, they kind of mixed it up. They did a cover A, cover B, a lot. Whoops. It's terrible. Yeah. I'm coming up on we're ending season 2. So Miss Calendar just died.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers.
Gotta love Angelus in that episode.
Dude, he's so fucking good. That is probably the best season 2 episode. It's up there.
It's between that and the finale.
Yeah.
But yeah, Passion's the one that I think they were like, we should do this again. People really like this one.
It was, dude, and the way Angelus killed her, like he didn't even drink her blood. He just fucking snapped her neck. She wasn't even good enough to feast on.
Only to cause the suffering.
Yep.
Okay, I got Nine Monkeys. This got me slightly mad, in all fairness, right? Because this is the main cover for Void Rivals.
Oh, that's the Transformers comic. We saw it at Comic-Con, and I pointed it out to people. I'm like, did you know this is a Transformers comic? And they're like, what?
This is a Transformers comic. This was the main cover. This.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible.
If this is Nine Monkeys cover, this is Nine Monkeys cover.
That's a proper. That's
fucking awesome. Badass.
Well done.
That's what it should have been. This. That's what it should. That should have been the main cover. That is a great cover. It's sharp. It's tight. It shows me everything that I need to know. Boom. I think that's.
Well, it tells me it's a Transformers comic. That's kind of helpful.
So that's why I bought that. Because I saw the cover for it. Not for speculative purposes.
Kirkman.
Kirkman's company. Yeah. So there we go. So congratulations, dude. Shameless plug. Don't care. You deserve it. That's a great cover. Josh Cook has become a member at the sorcerer level. Thomas with a $5 says, "Hey guys, thanks to all your Buffy talk. My girlfriend and I got into the series and are loving it. We're already into season 2. Keep up the good work."
Yes. Yeah. Watching more episodes tonight. I'm going to finish.
Yeah, Mikey, I've been through your super chats, buddy. Thank you. We've been through them. We discussed them quite in depth, actually.
Yeah. Where were you, Mikey? Did you have to go to the bathroom or something?
Nine Monkeys, again, with a $5 says, "And a massive thank you to you all for inspiring me to try and tell stories and making an effort to tell them well. Hopefully make a good comic." Good on you, man. Keep going.
Have fun.
DC Girl with a $20 says, "Hey guys, I do have a question for the panel. What Batman comics do you recommend for somebody who's new to Batman comics? Mauler truly won the argument in his Ant-Man video." Yes, you beat Gollum. I would say personally, if you want to get into Batman comics, I would personally start around about Batman the first run, because now it's not on the first run. But Batman, the first run from issue 400 onwards.
Yes, year one. Go to year 1 and kind of jump in from there.
Yeah,
I agree.
And then
that happens after Crisis.
Yeah, so just carry on going through there, and then if you're loving that sort of stuff, and you want to go into some what is no longer canonical stuff, but is fucking amazing stuff, go from 300 to 400.
But yeah, if you're jumping into Batman, like do not read The Dark Knight Returns. That's the end.
That's the end. Yes.
Yeah. People might want to suggest that, but no. If you want to get into it, there's a lot of trades out there, and it'll lead you into like Nightfall and stuff, which are collected in very cheap, color versions that are good. But yeah, the best part of go out and find the comics. It's probably cheaper now, especially since DC back issues are, just because they change their universe so much, aren't worth as much as Marvel back issues. You could probably get a good, a good stack of Batman comics, you know, year one's going to cost you some money, but post that, you know, go to a con, go to a local con, get yourself a good stack that as said,
423 is going
on.
to cost you the most though.
Yeah.
Because
but
that's
it's relative, like, right? Because
McFarlane's cover.
that's McFarlane's cover, but other ones will cost you a couple bucks. And if you come up with a stack to a guy and you go, give me a deal on this, they'll probably give you a deal. That's the best way to go.
Oh yeah, like you got some great stories in the 400s. Year one, you got the year one, the 4-part year one, which is just absolutely insane. You've got was it the I forget the number. Is it the 7 Nights of the Beast, 9 Nights of the Beast, KG Beast one?
Yep.
12 Nights of the Beast, 11 Nights of the Beast, whichever one that is. Because you got some great Jim Starlin stuff, which goes through there. Then you get into Death in the Family, which is phenomenal. Then after that, you go through stuff like Lonely Place of Dying. You go into year 3. You go into Many Deaths of the Batman. You and all that sort of stuff from there onwards. From like 430 onwards, as Gary just said, you could probably pick up a good stack for decent like for you decent coin wise. That
would probably be cheaper than buying it in trade form, unless you found all the volumes at like half price books or something like that. I mean, but it'd be comparable, and you'd have the comics, which is the way it's meant to be read.
Get the floppies. I mean, obviously, I don't know your budget. Year one, if it is tight, obviously trade paperback. But and Death in the Family, if money's a little bit tight, trade paperback.
Yeah.
But you know, go for those floppies. There's nothing like reading a floppy. That sounded really gay.
Really gay, but that's
really gay. But that's okay. And it's okay to be gay.
So
unless you're in Hollywood.
It's okay to be gay.
It is.
It's so okay to be gay.
Did chat freeze for you?
On StreamYard, yes, but not on YouTube.
I'll go to chat.
Yeah, my YouTube's still ticking away, but yeah, it died. It died. Chat's died on StreamYard again. It's been doing that quite a bit recently. Ted Hammond with a $2 says Director X3, The Last Stand. This will be his last fucking project. Japanese Demon Lord, $5 says, please get Gary to watch Chainsaw Man. It's Evil Dead mixed with Reservoir Dogs, mixed with Hellboy. Best line, I want to touch Bob's. Who doesn't?
I will watch Chainsaw Man. That is one I'm interested in. There's a couple I'm interested in.
Kritosis with a 10-month sorcerer says, I don't normally get to watch live when Az hosts the Real BBC, as I work every other Tuesday. But I'm on vacation this week. Good to see you, Kritosis. Pseudo Sin with a $5 says, have y'all heard of drip rap? They do rap about their crimes. It's normal for the lyrics to be used as evidence. Well, if you've seen The Gentleman, they do actually record and talk about their crimes and record music videos talking about their crimes and shit in that.
Really
so Director X is clearly a fan of
unless you're in a blue city or a blue country like Canada, where they just they won't arrest you. Doesn't matter anymore.
Right, that's a great cover. I love that cover.
Great cover. I mean, it tells you everything you need to know about the Transformers comic book.
Yes. That this fucking didn't. What the fuck? I mean, honestly, look, that is not.
No, it looks like a heavy metal indie knockoff. That's what it looks like.
No, it annoyed me. It annoyed me because I really want to give that series a try. I really want to give that series a try. Brown Man Spyro with a $5 says, I was wondering what happened to all of Clifton Duncan's social media. Is he okay? Clifton, I can't say this for absolutely sure, but Clifton does like to take social media breaks. He does like to just deactivate his Twitter account and go silent for a bit.
Doing his podcast, and he announced another episode's coming out like soon, right? So I read that last day or two.
But yeah, he does it for his mental health, and I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. Jane Theory does that as well. Jane Theory likes to do that.
I miss Jane. Jane's takes were really
so
good.
do I.
Yeah, you know what? It's being on the internet all day, every day, especially when you do embark on politics stuff that Clifton and Jane did at times, can get really fucking old.
I mean, we've said this to each other before, and I think we've said it to the chat before. The day I finish on YouTube, it's the day I fucking leave social media fucking forever.
We're good. Yep.
It's done. I'm done. I'll be using the internet for eBay and porn.
And talking to friends.
I'll be using it to talk to friends. That's
I'll be using this, mate. I'll be using this.
Well, I mean, I'm never leaving because, like, if say the culture war ends,
sure,
then I'm going to be doing the ancient civilization UFO stuff till the day I die.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll just be playing video games.
Yeah.
That's all I'll be doing. Is just playing video games till I drop.
I'm talking about movies till I die.
Yay!
Well, there'll probably be the occasional one, or maybe it'll just be talking about movies again. Who knows? Maybe who knows? Who knows? I'm getting kind of old though.
Aren't we all, darling? Japanese demon lord with $5 starting to want the real commies to take over. So these SJWs, I don't think I should say that. It doesn't end well for them. No, communism doesn't have a happy ending.
Never has.
Never has, never will.
It's never been implemented properly. Yeah, it has. It just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work. Yeah, medieval syphilis with the $5. Was never into Star Wars and only recently got into Trek, but Robin was always a hero to me, so I defo feel the pain now. Disney Robin Hood equals best version.
The animated one,
I imagine
quite good. But I would ask Director X, have you read Robin Hood?
Well, I think in his video to me, he was just like, oh, people just pretend that they're into these heroes, and I'm just like, hi, bitch, I'm British.
Fuck you.
You're talking about one of our most entrenched folklore heroes of all time. So don't come at me, Mr. fucking USA, with a fucking British folklore hero and tell me about what I don't care about and what I do care about. Clearly, by seeing your trailer, the only thing you care about, mate, is race baiting because you're a fucking basic ass boring bitch.
So everybody from my generation saw Errol Flynn's Robin Hood on heavy rotation on network television during prime time. They showed it once a year, maybe more, on prime time on like ABC's movie of the night and shit. We all fucking grew up on that. So yeah, we're all pretty familiar with Robin Hood.
He's so fucking basic. It wouldn't surprise me if he just took Robin Hood because he thought, Hood, I can use that as a. Moving on. Poke Overlord's been a bard or become a bard. Thank you. And Casey W's become a bard. Thank you, Casey. TGAP Steve with the $5 says, gentlemen, happy Judgment Day, August 29th, 1997. Wear your 2 million sunblock. I hope that helps.
Oh yeah, that was predicted to be Judgment Day today.
AED.
Another one.
Well, no, August 29th, 1997 was Judgment Day.
No, there's
it's August 29th today. So it's the anniversary, isn't it?
It is. But some other guy like announced it was at the end of August, probably for the anniversary.
I remember watching a video about Harold Camping and his predictions for the end of the world. And then when they came about and like a reporter goes to his house, he's just like, well, it's still going, still ticking on. Huh?
Good news. I was wrong.
Good news. Yeah. Who'd have thunk it? AED 20 with EO with 25 AEDs. In the UK, we had the show Desmond's, correct? A bunch of barbers, black neighborhood in America, in UK, sorry, in London. And it's about barbershop, about life around a West Indian-owned barbershop. It was ace. Yes, Desmond's was great. But the Britons never had a problem with creating shows for black people in it at all. Particularly, like we had, with Red Dwarf, 2 black leads in Red Dwarf out of the 3 main characters to start with. The Crichton came in later on. Nobody batted an eye. Nobody said anything. Desmond's, nobody said anything. It's ridiculous. Lenny Henry is one of the major comics of our generation. Nobody cares. All this fabricated racial division is fabricated racial division by the mainstream media. It's always has been and always will be. It's if you've lived, I mean, I've lived a little bit, but it's just so frustrating to see how tolerance and seeing how things became organically more and more tolerant throughout my lifetime. To see it in the state it's in now with mainstream media, it's just soul destroying. And the only reason they're doing it is to cause division. They're not doing it because they actually believe it. It's just purely to get people at each other's throats.
It was implemented. Oh, wow. This has been bubbling up for 20 years. Okay. It's always been there, but it's been bubbling up. And then it was amped up 2015 to insane levels, to absolutely insane levels. But when we walk around in real life, none of this shit happens. Nobody's running up to me, go, why? I've been in public openly a ton of places. Not a single fucking person. Not a single person has come up to me.
How many more
or any of my friends?
Veritas videos are we going to see about catching CNN, high-ranking members of CNN talk about how they're manipulating fucking media?
Yeah. Well, it's the thing. We are now in the phase of more people are waking up to it because there's the very legitimate, I am too busy to pay attention to this shit all the time because I got a life to live and I'm taking my kids to school and swim practice and all that stuff. That's the normie we mostly talk about, and I understand that. That's something I completely understand. But then there's the disingenuous fundamentalist wing that are seeing the lies and are reaffirming them because they just can't admit they're fucking wrong, and they hate the other side so much that they would burn their own fucking house down to own them, which is exactly what's going on right now.
Drunken Finn with a €50. Thank you, Drunken Finn. Says about the woke moron that was hired for KOTOR remake. She was hired for 3 months to write one side mission, aka a tryout contract, and it wasn't continued according to her. She was salty as fuck as this was brought up. This is part 1 of 2. Part 2 for another €50. Drunken Finn, thank you so much indeed. Part 2. The game is currently shelved, correct. And the main reason seems to be that the studio is small and inexperienced to make a game of this size because they only have ported Star Wars games to mobile platforms. Fucking hell. I think that's the best place for a KOTOR remake to be right now, is on the shelf.
Don't you have phones?
Don't you guys have phones? Woo! That went down so well. Rottweiler, and by the way, thank you. Massive thank you. That's €100. That is really kind, bud. Rottweiler AK with a $50 says, no. He's director the 10th. His papal number. He's actually, I don't know. I'm going to say that. No. Malakot63 with a $5 says, I happy Taco Tuesday. Taco Cat spelled backwards is Taco Cat.
Okay. Confirmation. Breaking news. Disparu has just tweeted because nobody catches shit. But Disparu just hangs around the internet. Because I love Disparu. Can't wait to meet your brother. According to Disparu. So Ahsoka is premiering at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific tonight. Again,
right?
We have a clip. You want to see it?
Oh, sure. Why not? Let's get everyone asleep.
Fucking 1 a.m. for Britain. Ooh.
2 a.m. If it's 9 Eastern, that's 5 hours. So 2 a.m.
Like you guys aren't up. Come on.
I'm gonna be. I'm going to the gym at about 11. Actually,
you can watch it at the gym. By the way, follow our good friend. Subscribe and follow our good friend.
Yeah.
Disparu. We
subscribe to Disparu. He's really blowing up, and deservedly so, because he's fantastic.
Yeah. So there we go. Let me know if you can hear this.
Yeah. Can you make it big though?
Can I make it? She said.
That's what she. Get it.
Let me make sure it's all turned up. No, that okay.
Missed. I had them, but missed. Don't worry about it. You'll get another chance. We got 2 more incoming. Dead ahead. I'm gonna split them. Ready? Ready. Now.
Oh, the delivery, man.
That's
Now.
Oh no! Oh look! Remember Star Wars? Remember Star Wars?
They legit. They cannot grow up. They do the same thing every fucking time. Make your own scene.
Right? Our space tactic is to ram the enemy ships, which would kill us, and hope they move out of the way. There is zero tension as nothing ever hits them, nor do they seem to be stressed that something might. Don't worry, you'll get another chance. 3 people are shooting at you. He's right.
3 people are shooting, and here's 2 more.
And they could be the least bit concerned. By the way, I like that. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, and I know what Sabine looks like in Rebels, but it doesn't look good in live action at all. She looks like a boy. She looks better with long hair.
I was just,
Girl looked
I
better
just
with
loaded up myself. Just that delivery from, I don't know what's going on, Rosario, but
She's
like,
just flat as a
it's
pancake.
life and death. Deliver, got to stop these ships, and she goes, now.
Don't worry, you'll get another chance. Here's 2 more.
Dude, and she's so
Let's
good.
split them.
Why
What?
is what's going on? Who told her to act this way?
I'm gonna go back to Daredevil again when she's the night nurse and he gets his fucking ass kicked and he's being pulled out of the dumpster, right? And she pulls him in the room and she's not sure about this guy. And there's a quick scene and you can see like the emotion on her face. She's like, "Oh, I'm letting a stranger in my house.
Yeah,
I'm gonna help him," without saying a fucking word. There's also this other thing that happens where she figures out he's blind, right? She does the little fucking eye thing. Now, imagine that happening today. She doesn't say he's blind. It's something that's implied on the screen.
It would be said verbally today.
It would be said verbally now.
No doubt.
Yeah. So it's the writing, it's the production, it's Disney's process. We can't totally blame all of the actors all the time on this, right? I mean, because Rosario Dawson has proven herself. Like she is a good actress. Objectively.
Blind.
I know. I think he is blind, and then would say it again to somebody else.
And then he'd get up and go, "Don't worry, you'll get another chance. Here's 2 more."
Yeah.
And then he shows 2 more eyes.
Yep.
Let me just skim through. Ian Soforth gifted 10 memberships to the stream. Ian Soforth, thank you, Ian, so much, dude. Best name I can think of gifted 5 memberships to the stream. Thank you, best name I can think of as well. WG gifting 5 memberships to the stream too. WG, thank you so much indeed, dude. Let's grab 1 more. Everybody, if you haven't had your super chat read out, apologies, obviously we've got limited time, but I do a show every Sunday, afternoon tea with Az, where I'll be doing a super chat square, going through all of the super chats that I wasn't able to get through today, so you get the attention that you deserve, and thank you so much indeed. Let's go with Cold Whisperers for $20. Says, do you guys ever think in 10 years that the superhero movies will turn around or the comics will make a comeback for all the DC and MCU? What's up, Mauler, Az, Gary, here, you guys are all, I think it's meant to be hope. I hope you guys are all well. Cheers. Cheers to you. Hope you're doing good as well. I think the best. Yeah, sure. Go.
I can answer this quickly.
Yeah.
As technology changes, things fade away, but they become niche. So I think the comics industry will become a niche industry. If you go back to pulp, as things change, technology changes, things change, and some things just die. Okay. They'll always be around in some aspect. There's people still interested in Flash Gordon and Zorro and Buck Rogers, who were fucking huge, and the Shadow was like the biggest thing ever. There's still people interested in it, but it's just it's not prominent anymore. So comics will go back in the niche. Superhero films, there'll still be good ones. and it'll probably be adapted from something that's not Marvel and DC. But as far as being the box office driver, no.
And final. Eddie also gifted 5 memberships to the stream. So Eddie, thank you very much indeed. Gentlemen, Morley. Anything you'd like to plug before we go, sir?
Of course, the anniversary stream was streamed. Part 1 is up. It's 12 hours-ish, and the next one will be up tomorrow, and then the one after that 2 days later. As does make an appearance on Part 2, I believe. Talk a bit about superheroes, I think.
That's a good chat. We're hung a good, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, the video we covered with Az was one that was called We Killed the Multiverse.
Yes. We being the audience.
The audience?
Yeah.
Ooh, who made that video?
Some retard. some
Watch
window
it.
looking
Watch it,
retard.
Gary. You'll enjoy our coverage, I'm sure.
Okay, I will.
There's that, and then of course the vinyl figures. They are still available, and I am nearing the overall goal I had was to try and get to 1,000 sold. They're at 922.
Go!
We're getting there. 15 days remaining before they're gone forever.
We'll give it a good, we'll give them a good plug before they go, mate.
And of course, if you buy the 3 of them, you get a discount, and it was a pleasure. Good day.
It's always good to have Molly. Gary, anything you'd like to plug before we go, sir?
Just released my Ahsoka review, one of Garrett's best editing jobs ever.
It's a fantastic video, by the way.
Cheers.
Absolutely fantastic. I loved it.
Actually had a lot of fun making that.
I haven't watched it yet, but
oh, sure. Yeah.
No, seriously, it's absolutely fantastic video.
Cheers. Thank you. Probably going to talk about the strikes some more because there is some really bad news. It's to the point where the SAGs are like, hey, we're ready to talk whenever you're ready to talk. And the producers are like, nope.
Nah, we're good.
We're good.
You're actually helping us right now.
Yeah.
You're helping prevent fuck up our films right now.
Yeah.
By talking.
Chris Gore has talked about this from a friend of a friend, but he's hearing that like production goes back in January, right? And it's looking that way. Like even if like the actors come back, you still need the writers to come back, and then you got to get kind of Hollywood rolling again. So that'll be what I'm talking about probably next. Oh, and I know we're trying to get out of here. Sorry, but I'm long-winded. All right. This is why I would never work on TikTok. Okay. I would just never fucking work on TikTok unless, of course, we're taco bouting something. But next week, it might be on Av's channel again. I have no idea what my schedule is in the UK. So I'm going to.
When do you travel? What date do you travel to the UK?
I travel Sunday.
This coming Sunday.
And I think I get there on a Monday.
Do you have any idea when you're up in my neck of the woods?
No, Mrs. Neurotic will be contacting you. That'll probably be in our second week.
Yep.
So that's kind of our anniversary. We're doing stuff just me and her. So but I'll have her contact you as soon as possible because I know kind of where I'm flying from, but that's about it. and I know the meetup's at a place on the 6th. That's all I know right now. I've been kind of focused on my work.
This is like sent me a train route, and I'm just thinking, does she think that gets to me?
Well, can we take a train up to you? Like, is that possible?
Oh yeah. But you can. But I would tell you which.
Yeah, I'll have her hit you up to tell which train to take.
Yeah.
Because I'm not allowed to drive there. Which I'm going to try.
And then, folks, Gary and I are planning. Gary's planning on sitting there,
right there.
If I move that, he's planning on sitting there, and I'll be here.
I'll be in Mr. Porkchop's seat. So.
Yeah, you'll literally.
Yeah,
literally, because you'll be on that chair, which is currently in my bedroom. And after you've gone, I can't wait to move that chair to the attic and get fucking rid of it. For a few months until Mr. Porkchop comes down again. Comes up again, I should say.
It'll be fun, but I'll let you guys know as early as humanly possible, like what the schedule is going to be like.
Just before we go, I'll say my stuff in a sec, but I just want to bring your attention to this, folks. I don't know if you're aware. This is a 12-year-old lad, a little 12-year-old lad in America. And he, as you can see on his backpack, has got, various patches and stickers and whatnot that we have as kids. There is one over here, which is "Don't Tread on Me."
Yeah.
Now, the "Don't Tread on Me," the history of the "Don't Tread on Me" actually stems from the oppression of the British on the Americans. And it's a bit of a warning to any would-be dictators, any would-be people that if you come to America, you ain't going to tread on us. So, nothing to worry. He's got his Doge as well. Fucking base little lad. Now, he got taken into the principal's office and was asked to go home because his "Don't Tread on Me," apparently they believed it had something to do with slavery, which it doesn't, because they're ignorant fucking people because they work in the American school system.
Jesus.
And he was asked to go home because it was upsetting people. And on his way out, he had a photograph taken by this car. I'm just going to put it out there. Can you speculate who owns this car?
The fucking moron who probably told him to go home.
Well, one of the school teachers for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly which. So it's okay for them to stick all of their shit on. Okay. Don't be trashy. Whatever. It's okay for them, but for him, no. One rule for thee, another for me. This is I think this picture is going to become iconic.
Do you know Green? The Green Party, the Green Revolution, the ones who went out there and tried to stop ships and stuff. You know that?
Oh, yeah, Green. Yeah, Greenpeace and whatnot.
Started in Soviet Germany. That whole movement started in Soviet fucking Germany. It's fucking retardedly Marxist. So, I'm not surprised. I hope that kid's parents pull him out of that school. I'd be serious. I'd be all okay.
Well, not if he's got good friends there, but yeah, he deserves way better. That lad, that young 12-year-old lad deserves way better.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. I'm gonna get that tattooed on me now.
Fuck you.
I haven't had a tattoo in a long time.
Oh, don't tread on me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's fine. Crystal Palace are 3-2 up against Plymouth after being 2-0 down.
The football.
Is that soccer? Is it men's or women's?
Sure. Yes.
Every time you say anything like that, I think of the Mitchell and Webb sketch about football. It's like one of my favorite comedy sketches ever. Somebody's going to win the football.
That's three, by the way, 3 goals in 4 minutes from Crystal Palace.
Dude, that's like a lot, right? For soccer? I mean, don't like as many
3, yes, yeah. 5 goals in this match so far. Still another 30 minutes to go. Yeah, it's quite high scoring match. Yeah. So tomorrow, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow because I might go to the cinema and go watch The Equalizer 3.
Oh, The Equalizer 3. Yeah, I gotta watch that too.
And I could go to The Equalizer 3 and then have something to eat and then go and watch Gran Turismo. I don't know. I might do double duty tomorrow. I don't know. And then maybe do something about that in the next couple of days or so. If not tomorrow, I might go Thursday. But I want to see The Equalizer 3 before FNT because I wouldn't mind saying a few things about it.
I'll watch
on
it.
FNT.
I'll watch it too. Are you asking me to watch it? Because I'll watch it. I was gonna watch it.
Gary, I'm never gonna ask you to do anything. I'm never gonna ask you to do anything.
Oh, you're trying to make me look bad. I'm gonna ask you to do shit. I don't feel bad. See, that's the problem. Is you're trying to make me feel bad when I can't. I don't feel bad asking you to do your fucking job.
Okay. I can't do Friday Night Tights this week though.
Whatever. You're there.
Friday, it's Starfield Early Access.
Whoa.
So I will be playing Starfield all of Friday up until Friday Night Tights. Where I'll be doing Friday Night Tights after that. But I'll be from the time that I wake up to literally probably 15 minutes before FNT, I'll be plowing through Starfield. Let's see what it's like. Is it good? Is it boring? Is it I want it to be good. I really do. So that's going to be happening on Friday. Sunday, afternoon tea with Az. Super Chat Square from today. For all the good people who didn't get their Super Chat read out on this stream, it will be read out live on that stream. And thank you very much indeed. And Sunday Funday's on hiatus for a while because everybody is doing shit in other countries. X-Ray Girl, QBG, Jane, me, everyone is doing stuff. So I might do more Starfield then, and maybe Saturday more Starfield. But yeah, probably going to be Starfield heavy from Friday onwards, unless it's absolute dog shit.
We got an X-Ray Girl sighting
in France,
in the world. Yeah,
yeah.
Here, I got it for you. Yeah.
What?
The sighting of
Is that
X-Ray
real?
Girl
No, it's real. Yes.
in the
I
wild.
thought it was photoshopped.
Why isn't she
What?
doing a side pose? She got a point.
She's got a point. Go. I know. Maybe that's it. I mean, she is Asian.
People. So massive thank you, everybody who came to watch the stream today. Huge thank you to my mods for giving up your free time. I really do appreciate it. Everybody who super chatted, membered, gifted memberships, remembered. Thank you very much indeed for supporting the channel. We will all be back in our respective boxes very soon. You take care.
Thanks for
now.
joining us to talk about stuff.
That's racist.